I racked up 14 arrests in like 11 months because I found this loophole where I would, yeah.
You got arrested 14 times, brother. What
No,
loophole?
like,
Tell
and it
me.
was for like weapons, selling drugs to cops, assaults, robberies, like a
Nice.
bunch of stuff. And I would tell, like at pre-screening, I would tell them like I swallowed drugs and they would send me to the hospital. And guess who's at the hospital during COVID? COVID patients.
Yeah.
So the cops weren't going in there. So they would just drop me off and say, we'll catch you later.
Oh, no shit.
And they did this over and over and over and over and over, dude. It was so great. Until it all
that
caught
is
up to me. And then it was,
fucking genius.
yeah, dude, it was amazing.
Wow.
Dude, that's so cool.
Bro,
Yeah, you're the most interesting man alive.
Bro, that was so fun. Did you learn that yourself, or did someone give you
It was
the
just
wisdom?
like a one-off thing, and I just said it one day.
You did it one day, and it was like, holy shit, I can do this,
dude. And
all
then my
the time.
wife tried it, and they cuffed her to the. They cuffed her to the thing. It was so funny.
Yeah. Bro, no, that like during COVID, you remember like when you would be in a store and someone would cough? The look that people gave you was like, you
Dude.
have fucking AIDS.
Yeah.
Trip out on this. I was homeless like for years, right? And I was homeless pre-COVID, and then all during COVID, and then I got arrested December 28th of 2020 for that bank robbery, right? And they did a bunch of like the annual census and stuff like that, and they said that there was 2,500 homeless people downtown San Diego for that year. And I knew all the ones that weren't mentally ill, right? Which was maybe 100 of them. So
Right.
I knew I've done drugs and knew all the rest of them.
Right.
I don't know a single person that caught COVID. During that time period, I don't know a single homeless person that caught COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
And then we found out that Amish people weren't catching COVID. And somebody was like, yeah, they don't have TVs. And we were like, we don't have TVs either.
Yeah.
Trying to like clue it together.
Yeah,
and
for
shit.
sure. Just it was the meth. It was the meth math for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, when I moved in this house, the apartment that I was in, I hadn't fucking paid in like 16 months, right?
Wow.
But COVID was coming to the end,
Yeah.
right? Where the Austin mayor, remember he made it where you couldn't get evicted, right?
Yeah, the moratorium.
But that shit was coming to an end. So my apartment place, they left me a note on they tried to kick me out a few times, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
Because like my electricity went out a few times because I didn't have the money to pay it. And then that was like code for them to fucking get in there
sure.
and get me out because you can't live here without electricity.
Right.
But then I'd have it turned back on that same day. So they left me a note on my door one day. It said, if you will just vacate, the money that you owe us, we won't even put it on your credit. We won't do nothing. We just want you to fucking leave.
Yeah.
Just take your shit and please go. And I was like, I had them do it in writing.
Yeah.
Saying they wouldn't bring me to court or anything. So they just let me scot-free on like 20 grand.
That's so awesome.
Just go ahead and
dude.
move on.
COVID was so crazy.
Yeah, COVID kind of ruled.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
dude.
dude.
It's funny, like all these people talk about like mental illness spiked, and I was like, that's because they were doing COVID wrong.
Yeah.
Like, dude. Yeah. COVID fucking rocked.
You didn't get the vaccination either, did you? Did you get vaccinated?
After I got arrested, they forced us to.
Really?
Yeah, so I was on my way, like I was facing.
In Cali or where?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no
of
shit.
course in California.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
going to say in Texas, there's no way they would fucking.
So I was, I mean, I should be in prison right now.
Really?
Yeah, the deal was 33, and my max exposure was 85 to life.
Mm.
Right, and it was like they were like, if you are going to prison, you're getting this shot, or we will lock you in a cell until you get it.
Mm.
I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to prison. Like
Yeah.
there was no doubt in my mind I was going to prison.
Mm.
You know, it was like residential. It was just fucking crazy. And so I was like, okay, I'll get it. And then, so I got it, and probably 90% of people in the jails got it at the time.
Yeah.
And then, so I got like that first round, and then the deal came through, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not getting the second round.
Mhm.
And then I got to the program that I got sent to, which is a whole crazy story, but Kamala Harris had her party at the facility. So it was like a liberal stronghold.
Yeah.
So the lady that owns it, she outbid the San Francisco Giants for their headquarters.
Mm.
Right. So like just politically connected. And then I get there, and they're like, everybody's getting the second round if they've already got the first round. I was like, fuck. So I got forced to get the
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah. What's your last name, brother?
Handy.
Handy?
Handy.
Handy. So
Greatest
Matt
last name
Handy.
ever.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Have you been
Matt
fucked
Handy.
about with your name your whole life?
So I'm 37. How old are you?
I am 45.
Okay.
45.
Okay. So Jack Handy, you remember from SNL?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
I got that all the time.
Yeah.
And then I got
Great sketches, by the way.
amazing.
Dude,
Chris
they're-
Farley was, dude, so
Oh, God, he was the best.
we literally lost
A gem.
the most amazing person. You know his brother's sober, right?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have you ever met him?
I've never met him. No.
Dude, he's amazing.
No.
He's like an amazing person too.
I mean, Chris was. He
Yeah.
just, Chris was an amazing
So imagine
dude.
imagine Chris but got sober is his brother.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Just like the most loving, caring, like
Yeah.
pure funny.
Mhm.
Looks just like him too.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. But Chris Farley was definitely my favorite movie. Like to this day, it's actually our family movie. We like all quote it back and forth through our texts and stuff. Was Almost Heroes
Mhm.
Yeah.
with you guys
Yeah.
seen it?
With
Matthew Perry.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's so funny.
Dude, it is
It's so
funny.
underrated,
Have you
man.
seen it?
No, I'm gonna go watch
Oh
this
my
now.
gosh,
It's
dude.
so
Almost
funny.
Heroes?
Almost
Chris
Heroes.
Farley's in it?
Dude, it's
Yes.
a parallel story to Lewis and Clark.
Uh-huh.
And so they like almost beat them to the West Coast.
Oh, no shit.
So they're like, but it's these two just fuck ups, and like one's like a dandy, and the other one's this tracker that like fucks pigs and stuff, and like, dude, there's like this,
a pig fucker.
dude.
Yeah.
There's like this scene where he's like sniffing this cow pie, and he's like, the buffalo are near now. He was like, oh, you can tell by sniffing their poop. He goes, no, I can see the herd over there.
It's so good, dude.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
bro.
so good.
It's
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Dude, it's so good. Bent twig.
Oh,
Indian
yeah, dude.
He's
Dude.
like getting into a slap fight with the.
I'm gonna go watch it again tonight.
Dude, it is
Like,
so
But I
funny.
saw it in the movie theater.
No.
Yeah, dude. I saw
Dude, check this out. So I was raised Mormon,
Oh, holy shit.
and my dad.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad
It's gonna be a
goes.
great episode.
My dad goes with like. My dad was in like a position of like authority, right? And he goes with like a couple other guys that are also like serving in the same capacity.
Yeah.
To see it, and one of them is like his really good friend, and the other one is like another good friend, but he's just like super straight laced, right?
Yeah.
And the dude walks out, and then this is like analog days, right?
Yeah.
So they have like phones or whatever, and he was like texted both of them and said like, I'm sorry I had to leave, and then they saw him on Sunday, and he was literally telling the bishop that he had to have like an interview about this movie. Like, it was so crude and so off the wall. The scene where he's like talking about the king and queen of France, and
Dude.
like he's like, paid good money up in Weatherloo to see this. Except up there, they were dressed like the king and queen of France. Dude, it's
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
oh, dude.
Dude, anything with Farley in it was incredible.
And those were like, that was like, it was. So he filmed that movie and then started recording Shrek,
yeah.
and then passed away.
And then died.
Yeah.
He was in Shrek.
No.
No, he was supposed to be the voice of Shrek.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
no shit. I
And then
didn't know
Mike
that.
Myers, like his friend, like stepped in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Shrek as Chris Farley as Shrek?
Would've
It would
been
have been
so
so
good.
much better,
Been
dude.
so good.
I know.
Oh my
I've
God.
seen the his death pictures. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen them?
Yeah, dude.
Fucking sad.
Dude.
Like sad.
You know,
Like he's got a. You can if you zoom in, he's like clutching a fucking rosary bead.
He knew
And,
what was going
like
down.
he knew like this is not normal. What
Yeah.
I'm feeling. Like he knew that it was not.
dude,
you know.
that man lived. I just watched I Am Chris Farley. Have you guys seen that documentary?
Not yet.
Dude.
It's
Yeah,
good.
I
saw
literally
it.
watched it 2 days ago.
Dude,
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, we get our emotions back and all that shit. I was like, literally, because this is my childhood.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm a pussy when it comes to emotions. I cry. over
Dude,
everything.
I was like, oh
So
my
if
God.
you
My wife
cried,
was
I'm
like,
gonna-
are you crying? I was like,
Eh.
look, I'm not crying, but this is making me like very emotional. She was like, it's Chris Farley. I was like, you're 2 years younger than me.
Yeah,
like,
he
how
was
do
a
you not?
hero to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the one that got me recently was John Candy's
Oh,
because he was a gentle giant too.
For
and
sure.
part of my and like trains, planes, and automobiles, and like
dude.
and even his little parts like in Home Alone and Uncle
Yeah.
Buck and like all these movies, dude,
Yeah.
and so many that you forget. that
Dude, wasn't he in like He was in Little Giants?
No,
Are you sure? I think he had like a spot in it? He was like the announcer or something.
No, I think he was already out of there. I think he had
Okay.
already passed away. He passed away like 91,
Oh,
like 1991 in
how
the
come I
early
remember
90s.
him like so much more than that? Well, my parents are really young too.
Yeah.
You guys are like 10 years younger than my parents.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
older than Destiny's parents.
You're older than your wife's parents?
My wife's 22.
That's amazing. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell people because like in the sober like community, there's like the huge disparity in age a lot of the time with like men
Yeah.
and women. And I was like, I have a friend that's going through it right now. He's a doctor. He's 40. He just turned 43, and he was like telling me about his dating problems. And I was like, dude, you want to have kids and you're dating people that are 35.
Yeah.
Like you have the most dating collateral. Like you're a doctor, you're well put together, you're
Right.
13 years sober,
Go
you've got
find
money.
a 20-year-old. Fuck
Like,
it.
dude, go find somebody who is equally yoked in the dating.
Yeah.
Like find a 22,
25,
20.
someone
Dude,
that just got
yeah.
out of college, got a little shit together.
Dude,
You don't have to pay for their college.
I was like,
That's
dude,
kinda where I fucked up. But
I was like, dude,
should have
you're,
waited for her to
you're
graduate.
dating outside of like your possibilities right now.
Yeah.
You're dating down, bro.
You're way dating down.
You're dating down.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, I was dating this girl. And I was like, dude, stop dating people in recovery. Like, dude, if you're that sober
Mhm.
and that recovered, quit dating people in recovery, dude.
Yeah, but you also, so here's my boxes: codependency, check. Someone that has daddy issues, check.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got if you had a fucked up childhood and all the shit,
Yeah,
check.
yeah,
Those are all my fucked up check boxes.
for sure.
And then I want to I want to save people's lives. So I'm like, I'm gonna save this person. Like even during my addiction, like I spent most of my time at the strip club.
Oh boy,
Because I was gonna save all these women.
for sure,
Yeah.
dude. I've never
Like
been
if I
to a
would have
strip
went to a
club.
rehab that was co-ed,
Oh,
no way I
man.
would have fucking got sober.
That's
I would have been
crazy.
trying to like fucking just have babies in that motherfucker.
For sure, and
Yeah.
I mean it happens all the time.
Yeah, no, dude. Hey, look at you, man. Like,
Yeah.
you're here, right?
Well, dude, I went
Dude.
to the last treatment center I went to. I was there for 3 years, and this place was. You only
You
go
were in rehab for 3 years?
straight, and you only go there if you're fighting a life sentence or you're coming out of a life sentence from the feds, right? So there was
Whoa.
like jail politics in a work camp that was Synanon based. You guys know what Synanon is?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, dude,
Oh. Hold on, is that a recovery place?
so Synanon was the original therapeutic community in Santa
Yes.
Monica.
Mm-hmm.
So it was based on Synanon, right? And I
Mhm.
was like, so now we're like playing game. Like there's this clinical tool called gaming where we all sit in this room and we try to just get people to react. And so people are like making shit up about people and like just lying. And there's only 2 rules. Like you can't use physical violence and you can't stand up while you're talking.
Oh.
So anything else, dude, everything goes. So people are like if you came in yesterday,
mm-hmm.
you would be like fresh meat, right?
The
And-
target.
For sure.
well, not even the target, right? People would just like deflect on him for a while
Mhm.
Mhm.
and then like get the feel of the room. And then you've been here for 2 years, but everybody hates you. So everybody's already got this coordinated attack. We're going to make this shit up about this person.
Yeah.
Because after this it's 3 hours, 6 days a week at night where we just sit in this room and just try
Shit
to.
on each other.
Yes.
So there was a girl that came on the podcast. Who was the girl that came on the podcast that they did the same fucking
Yeah.
they did the same exercise.
Okay.
But it was like you're a fucking once they found out she was a mom and she wasn't a great mom.
Oh, dude.
Like you were a fucking terrible mom, and I
sure.
don't think you should ever have babies. Like you
Mhm.
should have had the baby that you had.
Mhm.
And she's like fucking just bawling,
Dude, yeah.
And she said it was like everybody just fucking once they realized that this was her shit, everybody was just on her shit. Like
Vicious.
your fucking kid's probably gonna grow up without you and fucking hate you.
Yep.
And it was like that was their exercise. It was
Yeah.
like Synanon. I think it was. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I mean that's gaming for
Yeah.
sure. That's like a component of the programming. And like the thing about this,
What's the whole reason behind it? Is it to fucking
there is like philosophy behind it, right? But what they found out was that it's actually therapeutically damaging to people to do that.
Yeah, no
Right?
shit.
And so they like
after like the third person killed themselves, they're like, well, maybe this isn't
maybe
working.
this is-
oh, dude, And so like on a mainstream stage, that really kind of like got the Knicks in like the 70s. But like
Really?
there's still been these like core components of therapeutic communities that have
Mm.
continued the tradition. And to be honest with you, like that probably moves the needle more than anything else in that type of programming. Because
Really?
you leave there, and these are people that are like coming out of doing 45 years in prison or like whatever, and you can leave there and like words just don't bother you
Well,
anymore.
also, like, you know how like we try to hide our fucking
Oh yeah, that you
our
know, and
defects.
it does pull shit
When it
out.
pulls the defects out, and it's like, oh, now you know that I'm a fucking terrible father too.
Yeah.
Like I can't even lie about. No, I'm always there for my kids.
Yeah,
No, actually, you weren't, motherfucker. You wasn't there for 6 years.
yeah.
Now I can maybe. Now that that's came to the forefront, maybe I can fucking like, okay, now I need to work on the shit.
So
right?
that would be the ideal. But the
Right.
program that I was in, like, if you talked about God or the 12-step program, you could like get in trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. So the program was you're gonna work until you like to work, and then you're gonna work some more.
Mm.
And so like there were different departments. Like there was the moving company department, the woodworking, the mechanic shop, like that makes money for this program.
Right.
And so like this was in LA. Like
Mhm.
the facility I was at was built for the 1985 Olympians to stay at. It was an old Hilton
Yeah.
that turned into like just a fucking crack den at one point. It got condemned and she bought it and fixed it up and
Mm.
turned it into this. But so in December, starting like the day after Thanksgiving, it's deco, right? Christmas mode. And they do, like split up these teams, and you know, there's like people that have already been setting up these decorations for months, right? And so we go out into the city and we decorate all of the high rises downtown LA and like the malls like engage with them. So like they have like political weight in LA, and like the grand piano was donated by Flea. The Laugh Factory. Oh no, it was what's the other comedy club?
Store?
The Comedy Store used to donate comedy shows to us, so all the comedians would come to the
Oh, no
facility
shit.
and like
That's
do
dope.
yeah, and then like we would get like free ticket like balcony seats at the opera and shit like that. Like people love this program, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We moved Chester Bennington into his new house right before he killed himself. Like Dashboard Confessional, like all these bands like employ these moving companies, and so like my team during Christmas mode in 30 days made $20 million just decorating how
Really?
and it all
Whoa.
goes back,
Goes
and there's
back.
4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So dude, it was like huge amounts of money is like generated by these businesses, right? And so it's like the structure. Are we recording?
Yeah, yeah.
We have been recording.
Oh
Yeah, no, I mean this is gonna work out great.
Okay,
This is
cool.
like this is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is the fucking best.
No,
Like,
dude.
I fucking love this shit. 'Cause
Okay.
This is
Some of our best episodes is when we're just chopping it up before we
sure.
even really get into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Some of the funniest shit is what we do right
for
now.
sure.
so we'll do some editing or something.
Yeah, if we
But
need to.
ladies and gentlemen,
So I will say this: a lot of people leave, right? And most people that are court mandated, they're choosing prison over this program.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like if you're going there, it's because you have a substantial amount of time. I have a friend that like was there for 2 murders. Another friend that was there for like he had like 37 years. I had 33. Right. It was like so. If you leave there, like you're choosing prison over it, and
Yeah,
people leave all the time.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Right? It's like that crazy.
Wow.
But it's structured in such a way that it's like the people who have been in this program, there are people that have been in the program for 40 plus years, right? Like you never have to leave. You do commitments. So my commitment was for 3 years, but then after that I could recommit for 2 years at a time. I know people that take 10-year commitments.
Yeah.
There was like a couple lifetime commitment, like people have made lifetime commitments, right? And in the program, after 18 months, you can date, right? And like you can go like on weekends with whoever you're dating, and like it's a very the program is structured in such a way that it's like people find success in this program and never leave.
Yeah.
And you can start making money. I know people that have had kids and raised their kids in the program.
Really?
Dogs, like yeah.
That's cool.
So it's like, you know, it's like if you can make it past whatever you're mandated to, a lot of people stay. They also have like a trucking school. You can get your ACDL in there.
Yeah.
And then they have like cross country moves where you're driving a semi, right? Like you can make after you're mandated.
You can find the life in there.
For sure.
Yeah.
And think about it. It's like you've got people who are maladaptive and like antisocial anyway. They're coming out of life sentences. They're getting out of life sentences. And so they find like their place in life, you know, like a lot of people, one of the guys that I was there with, I got there, he had gotten there like maybe 2 months before me. He was the guy that killed the cardinal he thought he was killing El Chapo. And he shot and killed a cardinal, like a Catholic cardinal instead on accident.
Yeah.
And the cartel like gave him up. Right. So he ended up at this program getting out of his life sentence.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah, dude. Crazy,
Big
right?
deal.
Dude, that guy, I mean,
they shot the
killed
wrong
his
fucking
brother
car or some shit.
No, it was misinformation.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody told him, okay, he's going to be in this car. He's going to be dressed like a cardinal. Right. And then that wasn't true. It was
It was a cardinal.
It was a cardinal.
For a minute, they literally just thought someone assassinated a fucking
For sure.
cardinal.
For sure. And right. And then the whole Catholic world, like, spoke out against what was going on. The cartel was like, oh my gosh, like we are going to bring hell down on us. Yeah. So it was him and his brother, and they were like, check it out. You know, he was already on the run in America, and the brother was in TJ, and they were like, turn yourselves in and we got you. So the brother turned himself in TJ, and they like, he wasn't going to turn himself in, but like they told him where he was or something. And the feds came and swooped up on this guy. And, but dude, they killed his brother in the TJ prison system because they didn't want him to talk about whatever. Yeah. The cartel killed his brother.
Cardinal Fernandez, was that his name?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If it is Cardinal Fernandez, that's a fucking amazing memory that
let's
I have.
Google it.
Yeah, let's figure this out.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
If
you
Fernandez,
remember,
we can't be spreading misinformation on Two Addicts and Moron on this reputable fucking podcast.
Yeah.
If it's Fernandez, I'm going to be like, holy shit, I can't believe my meth addict brain remembered that.
And you don't really remember.
Well, I used to read a bunch about the cartel. Like I was during my addiction, I was so fascinated by
it. It was Juan Jesus Pasodas Ocampo.
Okay, I was fucking way off.
Yeah.
Wasn't even
93.
I don't even know that I had a letter right. Fernandez Ocampo. I don't even think I got a letter there right.
ES, the ES?
Yeah,
you got her. I mean, you said what? Fernandez?
Fernandez.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were huge.
Close enough. It was in the realm. It was Spanish.
Yeah.
It was Mexican at least. Right?
Wasn't it like Father Thompson or something?
For sure. Some French name.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I went to there's a place in Houston. I met this guy outside of, we went on vacation to Fredericksburg, and I met this guy, super cool dude. He was selling crosses, right, outside of a Walmart. And he was in this place that when you go there for like a year or two to get sober.
Yeah.
And you work for the place. Like you build crosses on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like crosses and like different, I've got some out here, like different signs. And then they have a call center. They have a wood shop that they make all this shit. And then they have a call center in there that are calling around and setting you up like at Walmart, HEB, different places like Fredericksburg, Houston, Friendswood. And you would go there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you would set up shop and you'd sell. That's how you made money back for the place.
Right.
So you got to stay there for free. You got to eat for free. You got to stay sober with a bunch of guys. And then you go to all these different places and sell your crosses. And then you come back Sunday, turn in all your money, and then you just rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Well, I met him in Fredericksburg. He's seen me, and he was like, hey, you have a podcast, blah, blah, blah. So I took some pictures with him. Super cool dude. And then when he graduated from the program, we drove out there to his graduation to watch.
Dope.
And we got to hang out with him. And then we went back to the facility that he was at, and he showed us, like, all the wood shop. Dude, it was dope.
Yeah.
It was so fucking cool. And then they had so many local businesses like donate food and stuff to them. And what they would do
It'd be
is
like Aldi's and like all the grocery
right,
stores.
Chick-fil-A, all of them.
Pizza Hut.
Dude, it was they ate like kings. They ate all kinds of, and then all the stuff that they would get every Sunday, they would hand out to homeless people.
Yeah.
So when we were there on Sunday, when he graduated, there was a line down the road.
Yeah.
And it was people like they start getting in line at 4, and at 5 they hand out all the extra groceries that they have for the week that they weren't going to eat. So homeless people would come by, and it was actually really cool. Once he graduated, they hired him as as a manager. He still works there right now.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, he works there right now. I'll find out what the name of it is. He literally just texted me the other day asking if he can come on the podcast.
For sure.
And I said, absolutely.
He's in Houston?
He's in Houston.
Dude, I'll have him on mine.
Yeah, he's super cool, dude. Super cool. I got to meet his kids. He hadn't seen his kids in like a year.
Yeah.
So they got to come to his graduation, and it was like, it was dope, dude. It was super, super cool. Super humbling, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a room, twin-size bed, like a book stand, a fridge, and like just the most humble and nicest dude.
Yeah. And
just like, dude, this is what I need in life.
Dude, a lot of faith-based and state-funded programs get a bad rap, right? I've done a lot of treatment.
Yeah.
But the most effective treatment episode that I ever participated in was at Salvation Army.
Yeah.
For sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I'm not a Christian in any way. And it wasn't, it was, so pre-85, you guys the treatment industry, right? Pre-85, it was called the field of recovery, right? And they used to say length of exposure to treatment dictates outcomes. And then fast forward, treatment industry, it becomes industrialized. A bunch of stuff happens. They marry themselves to the 28-day model. They marry themselves to the insurance companies who have a fiduciary obligation to maximize profits.
Love that word.
Right? And then they drop 2 words and it completely changed the meaning, but it still sounds very similar, right? So they used to say length of exposure to treatment dictates outcomes. Now all they say is exposure to treatment dictates outcomes. Right? But it completely changes what you're telling people. What you used to say, the longer you interact with your treatment episode, the higher the likelihood is that you'll stay sober.
Right.
Right. Now it's if you go to treatment, you'll get sober. And pre-85, they had a 76% success rate of people staying sober for a calendar year.
Yeah.
Right. And then you move it into the industrialization of this thing, this business of saving lives. And outcomes have plummeted year over year over. I mean, you can look at the graphs and it's like we're at a 98% failure rate once all of like the math is done. 98.5% of people will go to treatment an average of 7 times before they get their first calendar year sober. That's not even for the rest of their life, right? So the statistics go even farther than that. So it's like faith-based programs are typically long-term programs, right? And it's like they get a bad rap because they're pushing Jesus and they're doing all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, but for me at least, it wasn't. And I went. Salvation Army is one of the biggest churches in the world, right?
Yeah.
It's also one of the biggest fleets in the country. Did you know that?
I mean, it doesn't shock me.
When I went there, this is where I learned that I love to work, right? And then I put a bunch of other stuff in place. I built like a community. I've relapsed immediately, right? But it was like still like that moved the needle on the foundation of my recovery today, even more than anything else, because of the length of time that I was allowed to get.
Yeah. Yeah, his program, I'm gonna get Destiny in here to tell us what the name of it is.
For sure.
I don't remember. But you have to sign up for a year.
Yeah.
You have to go there for a year. There's no questions. There's like no family, no nothing. You literally have to lock in for a year.
So on stuff like that, you definitely have time attached to you, right?
A lot of state-funded or faith-based clients do have court stuff over their head.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're like, you can do this.
Yeah.
Or you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like the Salvation Army that I went to was in San Bernardino, California. I mean, this is the Wild West to this day. Like everybody's strapped. Everybody's got 4 generations of their family living in their single house. They got people in sheds living in the back. Like you walk in and people are living on piles of trash.
Really?
Like, dude, it's just so crazy. Everybody's on meth. Everybody's got guns, right? And
everybody's fucking freaking out.
Dude, yeah. And it's like, dude, it's the Wild West. And so everybody, not everybody, but a large majority of people that I was in the Salvation Army with were trying to escape consequences, or they were like already geared for like a spiritual walk with their recovery. And so it's also free.
Yeah. What's the place that
dude, don't cover the mic.
I'm sorry. The place that we went to when we watched a boy graduate. What's the name of the facility he was in that he worked at? When we went and watched the guy that we met in Fredericksburg
Selling crosses.
selling crosses. When we went to his facility, what was the name of the facility? Do you remember? Will you bring me my phone, please? Okay. I figured you would know, bro.
You didn't know either.
Forgot.
Like, I mean, don't look at her like it's like she
Well,
forgot
I mean,
too.
I know I feel like I called her in here for no reason.
Yeah, you kind of did.
Hey,
Sorry, bub.
I think there's a good. Was she in recovery?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe she did.
Yeah, I remember daddy issues.
Right.
She checked all the boxes.
Okay.
No.
No.
You plug me in? I'm dead.
I just took it off the charger though.
Oh, did you? Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll find the name of it. But it's great. It was so cool whenever I went and explored it.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, dude, this is like, I could see where at first I was like, damn, you got to sign up for a year. But then when I seen like, and the different guys that are there, it's all guys,
Mhm.
you know, I can only imagine like sitting in the wood shop doing this. I know how guys are when we
Yeah.
get together, just fucking, hacking on each other and
Yeah.
stuff. Probably awesome.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've done a lot of treatment, and I mean, we're all like in a warehouse, like hanging. Like, the first thing that you do, like the first day you get there at the Salvation Army, you've got to go like hang up dirty clothes,
Yeah,
right? And it was like,
perfect
yeah,
job.
dude.
Yeah.
You immediately start bonding over how much you hate whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got like, and it's like you're there for a long enough time. It's like you respect the people that have been there longer. There's also like plenty of room. 28 days just isn't enough to like do anything,
Yeah.
really.
No, I agree with you there.
And so like you're talking about like it was a 6-month stay. I stayed for 7 because I fucked up.
Yeah.
And like they were like, you got a month extension. I was like, fuck, whatever.
Yeah.
But by the time I left there was like bonds that I had made in sobriety
Mhm.
that I had never made in my life up to
Yeah.
that point. Like
Mhm.
I started doing drugs when I was 13,
Yeah.
got kicked out at 16, and was running like after that, right?
Yeah.
And it was like that's why like I've never had a job. Like,
Mhm.
I've never, because the life that I was living was like, I'm like, come on, dude, like I can just sell drugs, which is how I ended up selling so much drugs to cops. But
Yeah. Well, listen, you say you've never had a job, but you have several. I mean,
you're talking
just
about
never
in
been on a
addiction.
payroll person.
well, oh no, not in addiction. I'm talking about like right now.
No, yeah, for
like
sure.
You're definitely carrying a lot of hats.
Yeah. So what I tell people is that I put on the yoke of manhood when I got sober, right? Like I started to do things that men do because I had examples of what men do, right? And it was like, well, okay, I've got, at the time it was just a 3-year-old, because remember I'd been in that program for 3 years. And so I had a 3-year-old that I was like disconnected from. I have a girlfriend at the time who I married while I was in the program. And it was like, okay, I'm starting to do things that men do, but I've got, dude, my rap sheet, I look like I'm a 60-year-old convict.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Right? Like, how do I do this? Like, at this point in my life, like at the time I'm 31, 32, 33. I'm like, all my peers have gone through education, probably have like 10 years of their career under their belt. Maybe they got a house, but maybe they don't.
Yeah.
They got a family, whatever.
Good
And it's like,
jobs. Yep.
well, I've got the family part. What I don't have is the ability to, like, I have no professional claim to anything. And I was like, what am I? Like, how do I translate what I've done in my life into something that a productive member of society does, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do I do this? And so what it ended up turning into is I literally used my lived experience, and I was like, how do you monetize this? Like, what do people with my experience do? Like, oh, they start treatment, right? And I was like, okay. So I started a treatment center, but then, there's so much under the hood of the treatment industry that most people are just fucking oblivious to, right? It's like, and so I'm sober at the time, but I was in a program for 3 years that I was anti-AA, right? Anti-recovery,
Right,
so
right.
to speak. It was like, you're going to turn your life around by doing what normal people do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, foundation of recovery, not there, but I've got sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And I started going to meetings and like trying to do that whole thing and got to working steps and then started sponsoring people. And I was going into rooms, dude, just fucking miserable, dude. Like miserable. Leaving the rooms even more miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I've got like 2 sponsees and like going to like, dude, at the time I didn't have a job. So I was going to like 3 or 4 meetings a day. Right. And I was like, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Like fundamentally, there's something wrong. And I, you know, I reached out to this dude that I have like a lot of respect for, and I kind of gave him like the rundown, and he was like, "You're gonna fucking relapse.
Mm-hmm.
Like the writing's on the wall, dude.
Yeah.
If you go back to another room, you're probably risking relapsing."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Well, fuck, what do I do?" This guy, he's the only Navy SEAL in the history of the world that when he got kicked out for PEDs, he picked up a fentanyl habit, started selling coke. Like, dude, it was like his life. On the outside, pitching decks, like multi-million-dollar decks for this weed company, and then like was an executive at a construction company. Like got the jobs, right? Got everything, but it was just a fucking wreck inside.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that all exploded in his face, he was like in Hawaii. Shout out Taylor Kavanaugh. But he was in Hawaii with a sawed-off shotgun talking about like, if I blow my brains out, my family's going to have to clean up the mess. He was like, I could just go jump in this volcano, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, dude,
That's
bro,
gotta be the worst fucking
Dude.
way to kill yourself.
I don't know.
He was like, dude, how epic. Like, I jumped. Like, that's how he ended it all. He jumped in a volcano.
Jumped in a volcano,
Wow.
dude.
Dude, and this was like a high perform. He was like a JTAC sniper for the SEALs.
Yeah.
Right? Like this. Some of his stories are just like amazing. He
Yeah.
woke up one day in Iraq, like in a sniper's nest, and the sun started coming up, and like the prayer call started, and he was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Like, dude, just insane, right? But high performer, fucking drug addict, right?
Yeah.
So when he got kicked out for drugs, ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, just hit the ground running, started stacking addictions.
Mm-hmm.
And when that exploded, he was like, you know what? I'm either going to get my shit together or I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
And so he got a payday loan for $500, put himself on a plane to France and joined the French Foreign Legion for 5 years.
No
Whoa.
Dude, the only SEAL in the history of the world that after he left the SEALs went to the French Foreign Legion.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a cool guy. I want to meet
Dude,
him.
he is amazing. And so he built this empire just off helping men, right?
Yeah.
Like he monetized it. He figured out how to make it work. And so like, this is who I reached out to. And I was like, dude, just fucking tell me, like, I'm sober and I'm miserable. Tell me what to do. Like, just tell me what
I
to
don't
do.
want to jump in the volcano.
Yeah. Dude, and it was like the place where I was at, I was like, I know I'm going to relapse. I was already contemplating and planning how I was just going to take all the money that I had. I had like maybe 15 grand in the bank. And I was like, I am just going to fly to San Diego and just get lost.
Fucking party it.
And just go. I'm going to fly to San Diego, be homeless in San Diego for a while, and then go get lost in TJ and then just end up dead down there. And I was already making these plans.
Where's TJ? Tijuana?
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Just
Yeah.
Don't fucking
Yeah, dude. Come on, man.
And so I was already like making these plans, and I tell this guy, like, this is where I'm at, dude. And he was like, check it out, dude. First of all, quit acting like a bitch, right? Go to sleep. This is at like 10 p.m., right? He's like, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, go to the gym and call me. And I haven't stopped since.
Yeah.
Right. But then also what I did was I found peer support. Right. And the peer support world has opened a recovery world to me that is magical. Right. My whole recovery really evolved, and like who I am fundamentally evolved after I put those 2 things in place. It was like Taylor's mentorship, working out, and peer support. And dude, it's like my whole life. I tell people all the time, I'm like in the backseat of my own life. Like something is in control of this. I don't really know what it is. Like we can call it God, the universe, whatever. Like me and my God have a very unique relationship. But I'm in the backseat of my own life. And as long as I don't fuck shit up,
As
like,
long as you don't jump in that driver's seat.
dude, for sure. Right. It's like, as long as I don't like fuck this up, like I'm pretty sure I'm going to be good. No matter what happens, like I'm going to be good.
Well, with that, man, let's introduce you.
For sure.
Like we
This is definitely the longest we've ever just chopped it up.
This is the coolest one,
Yeah,
man.
this
Like
could
I'm
be one of our
fucking-
best
This
episodes,
is
for
like
sure.
us in a nutshell, man. It's just getting in here
Dope.
and chopping it up.
Dope.
I hope you've watched us a little bit.
Yeah,
And but ladies and gentlemen, man, Matt Handy, everybody. What's up, dude?
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me on.
Dude, no. Thank you so much for coming, dude.
Yeah.
Came a long way. You got a lot of shit going on.
I do.
You have a recovery center, as you've mentioned. What's it
Yeah.
called?
Harmony Grove Behavioral Health.
And where is it?
It's out of Houston. Right now, it's the outpatient levels of care, but we are 90 days from opening a residential.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And you have a podcast.
I do.
What's that called?
It's called My Last Relapse.
All right, but you said there was like 2 other ones or something that you're doing.
No, we have live series on as
okay.
part of the show.
Got it.
Yeah.
And
So we do like weekly episodes, live series, and shorts.
well, dude, we're honored to have you on.
Dude, I like I said, dude, I appreciate you guys having me on.
No, this is the best. I love this conversation, and you are producing some movies or something, right?
Yeah, me and my brother got into this thing. Like, I still not really sure where he met this guy, but he's a director for short horror films.
Dude,
Yeah,
speaking my love language right here, dude.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
loves horror movies. Look at
Yeah,
his
dude, I
little
got
tattoos
all
and
kinds
shit.
of
yeah,
shit on me.
yeah. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Yeah, it's this. The horror genre is interesting, right? It's very eclectic in this, like the breadth of subjects that they cover, right?
Well, it's like it's shock value.
There is a lot of
right?
shock
It's
value,
just
yeah.
a ton of that,
Yeah.
right? A ton of. I mean, where it really started for me in the horror genre was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The
Oh, yeah.
Exorcist. So
Wait, the
like,
original one?
the
Or-
original
okay.
Exorcist, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. My watching it when I was like 7, dude.
Wow.
I should not have been watching
For
this
sure.
fucking movie. It was reckless. So
What do you think of the Jessica Biel one?
I mean, they were okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm real good about shutting my brain off to what
She's hot.
Dude,
Let me just
she's
say
so
that.
good looking. But like I'm good with shutting my brain off and taking a movie for what it is.
for sure.
And especially in horror genres, they're all ripping off
For sure.
the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's rinse and repeat over and over again.
Yeah.
But you love it, right? It's just how many different ways can you kill somebody is ultimately what it kind of all comes down to.
How inventive can you get with this?
Right.
What do you think of the Saws?
Very, very creepy, dude. I mean,
sure.
that was a new inventive way of fucking killing people.
For sure.
For sure. And they made a lot of them.
Dude, yeah. It became a franchise, like
Yeah.
and it had a household name.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many there were.
I think there's like 10.
There's
There-
10 of
there's
them
9
now.
or 10. You know what's funny is we rent movies all the time, or we buy movies, right?
Yeah.
Off of fucking Fandango.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we have this box that we bought where we get all the free shit now, so we don't have to buy nothing else. But I was looking at our Fandango the last night, and like if you look at the last 40 movies that we bought, they're all horror films. I was telling Destiny, I was like, dude, we're fucked up. Like, there's no funny movies. There's no. It's all like kill me, kill me.
Well,
kill me.
to be fair,
Final
they don't make funny
Destinations
movies
are my
anymore.
favorite.
They were
don't-
great.
They
were
the
great.
newest one. Have you seen the newest one?
No.
which one?
It's like the Resurrection
newest
one.
Final Destination.
Oh yeah. Those are
Like in the last 6 months.
I don't like that. I don't classify those as so much as horror. Though.
No, it's just more or less like
Gore?
Holy shit!
It's just
yeah.
gory. Yeah, like a
But dude, I was a preteen when the first one came
Yeah.
out. Dude, it was amazing.
My
Dude,
daughter wanted to watch the newest one, and we were like, okay. She made it 7 minutes. And
Yeah.
she was like, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, man. The horror genre it's really cool, and like I was saying, Texas Chainsaw Massacre to me looked like it was made for like $10, right? If I
Yeah.
watch it now as an adult, when I
For
watch
sure.
it as a kid, terrifying.
Mhm.
But what terrified me so much about it, and what I do now, I still take breaks when I watch it because it just is like, oh god, you feel like it's a snuff film.
For sure.
I mean, it's grainy and
Yeah.
the camera's bouncing around as they're running after the kids. You know, it looks like that shit is like really
Real, yeah.
happening. You know,
That's
and
a good point.
and it wasn't. But I'm like, oh fuck, man,
Yeah.
putting that chick up on the hook, and
Dude.
you're just, oh, ooh.
Mhm.
Yeah, it gets me every time. But that's so awesome, dude. Like I commend you for that, and good luck with it.
I mean, so I can't say that I'm like a horror fan. So like Planet Horror. Is that the no. What's the Quentin Tarantino something Planet? You know, it's like the chick with the machine gun leg.
Oh yes. Dude, it's gonna drive me nuts.
Red Dude, do you know? No.
The Quentin Tarantino, they were comics. They were comic books.
Yeah, and it was like Planet Horror?
It's something
Planet
like that.
Now hold on. I
Yeah,
gotta
dude.
figure
Go
this
ahead
out.
and look it up. It's fine.
Planet Terror.
Planet Terror.
Planet
There you go.
Terror. So like that was kind of like my first like I was also raised Mormon. Right?
Yeah,
So we
oh,
didn't
yeah.
have like rated R movies in the house.
Yeah.
And like and the rated R movies that we did have was like The Patriot and The Gladiator. And it was like there's no sex in it. There was no like horror is very sexy. There's a lot of sexy horror, right? And I mean, because it's porn.
It really is.
Really,
Let's go.
right?
It really is.
I mean, it's shocking.
Everything about it.
Yeah.
Like, and it got worse over time. Like, I feel like, so I'm a big Halloween fan.
Oh,
Michael
yeah.
Myers.
Yeah.
And watching that as a youngster too. Speaking of documentaries, like going on these deep dives, like it made me disrespect now Friday the 13th and that whole franchise.
Yeah.
Because that producer, you know, he's wearing the hat and he's douchey glasses. He's like, yeah, I made this movie. We just saw Halloween. We made the same plot, changed up the killer, and added a lot more tits and sex in it. Like, and if you really watch Friday the 13th, that's exactly what it is, dude. It's like all they did was add so much more sex.
Yeah.
And
So what do you think about Nightmare on Elm Street?
I dig it.
Yeah.
Because, and it was terrifying as a child, but as an adult, like I like your slasher to be like a little charming.
Yeah.
And Freddy like kind of was the first one to have like a
bit of
charm to
man.
him. Like, you know, I'm your new boyfriend. You know, shit like that. That was always like really cool to me.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, I kind of like this guy.
That's one of those horrors that has a really good story too.
Yeah. Very
You know what I
neat.
liked about it was, I think it was part 3.
Yeah.
It was the first one where like the victim, actually had like a little power.
They
against-
learned how to do it.
Yeah,
They-
where they had like magical powers, where they actually
After
got
the
to
Adderall stopped working.
inflict, they inflict a little bit of pain on him. You know, like when Scream came out, the killer was always getting his ass whipped.
Yeah.
But for like, I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Yeah.
Where they actually had powers in their dreams, where they could like fucking electrocute him and shit like that. So it
Dream
was
Masters or something. It was
Yeah,
called
I think it was Dream
Yeah,
Masters.
it was called the Dream Masters.
It was the first one where the killer is actually getting his ass whipped a little bit too before he finally kills him.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. It's like, oh, the tables turned a little bit.
The recent one have you seen the most recent one?
Yeah, so it was the most there could have been another one. I don't know, but the most recent one that I saw was on Netflix, and it was
The guy that was played in The Watchmen. He played
Yes,
it was that guy.
He was also Kelly Leak in the Bad News Bears. Did you ever see the Bad News Bears?
The baseball movie?
Yeah, the baseball, the kid baseball movie.
The,
from
old,
the
the
70s.
old Kelly? The
Mhm.
old Bad News
The
Bears or the
original-
newest?
No, the original Kelly Leak.
Not with Billy Bob Thornton.
No,
I didn't see,
no.
I didn't see that one.
So the
Really?
one,
I didn't know that.
the one with Walter
Kelly
Matthau.
Leach.
So he was a kid.
Yeah,
in the
he was
movie.
a kid in that movie
That
playing
is
baseball.
crazy.
He is now like he was playing Freddy
Yeah.
and did a bang up job. That dude's a great actor.
That dude is a great actor.
He's a-
What was his name in The Watchmen? It's
Don't
that,
remember.
It's that therapy. It's like psychological therapy. Rorschach. Yeah. Dude, that was the first time I was exposed to that guy.
Yeah.
Like, realized that it was him or whatever. I was like, dude, this
He was in
guy's
Small
fucking
Children too. Played a like a child molester
great. Well,
in Small Children.
dude, he
and-
plays like a really
Dark
good
Wick.
bad guy.
He plays a lot of dark roles
Yeah,
and he does
he
it
really
well,
does.
man.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
It
yep.
was-
I mean, in Freddy, in that last Nightmare on Elm Street, I was like, what? Dude, he didn't molest any of those kids and they
Yeah.
fucking burned him?
yeah.
Like, what? Oh my gosh, where's the real guy?
Yeah, no wonder why he was pissed.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
pissed too. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I'd be chopping people up too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, like, dude, this guy's vindicated. Can we all like give a round of applause to this
Yeah.
guy? And then it totally destroys the whole like this guy's a bad guy,
Yeah.
child molester. And I was like, actually, he was a wrongly convicted man that like they held court in the streets.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've been the victim of that. You
You.
know?
Yeah,
For-
right.
Yeah.
Many
For sure.
times.
It happens a lot. So, man, we've gone on this deep dive with you already, like
Yeah.
just in here talking. But like I always ask, how long have you been sober?
On April 14th, it'll be 2 years again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Nice.
so
Congrats,
my show's
dude.
called My Last Relapse
Yeah.
because my last relapse was after 3.5 years of sobriety.
Okay.
Right. And it was the most pivotal 11 days of my life. And nothing happened. Like, I mean, there was no like bottom. I didn't lose anything. There wasn't any like real consequences, so to speak. But dude, I multiple prison terms, years homeless, alienation from my family, alienation from society, like, dude, all of the negative consequences that a 17-year heroin addiction will get you. I've lost a family, lost a marriage, lost a kid, like all of that.
Yeah.
There was nothing more pivotal than that 11 days where nothing happened.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
How so?
So people always talk about like relapse isn't a part of recovery, right? I was like,
Depends on whose story it is.
well,
right?
also it's like that may have been true 100 years ago when they had like 100% success rate,
Right.
but that's just not true
like
anymore.
Yeah, but that's quote
99%
unquote
now.
though.
Huh?
That's quote unquote. Like, I mean, who knows, right? Like, who knows who's being...
No. You're talking about the 100% success rate?
Yeah.
No, it's pretty well documented. The first 1,000 people that did AA got sober and stayed sober.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually had to be welcomed into the group.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't open their doors. Like you had to be welcomed in, and then you had to be invited in.
Yeah, so then there's like the anonymity part too, where it was like, they say that anonymity is the foundation of all their principles, right?
Mhm.
And the reason why they did that was because they didn't want somebody to reflect badly. So if like, when it first started, it was a lot of prominent people, Wall Street people, politicians, doctors,
Dr. Bob. Yeah.
and it was like, if they relapse, they're gonna reflect badly on us. So they implemented anonymity to stop that from happening.
Right.
Well, fast forward today, everybody that's in recovery talks about it publicly,
Everybody
Yeah.
knows that we're in recovery.
Right?
1,000%.
right? And it's like, dude,
Well, they always say recover out loud.
Well,
right?
so
Most
that's-
people recover out loud.
right? So I've actually had a couple people. You asked me about like, do people call back or whatever?
Mhm.
I've had 2 people that recorded the episode and called me back and said, you know what, my sponsor said I can't do this because it's breaking my anonymity.
Yeah.
And then I like go on their Facebook and it's like, you post about
All day
all
long.
the time, dude. You've got
So-
2,000 followers. 100% of them know that you're in recovery.
I lost a sponsor because of this podcast.
Really?
Mhm. Yep. He wanted me. He felt like this was against all the traditions,
I mean,
but we very rarely will say the 2 letters,
Mhm.
right? We try to stay away from all that.
yeah.
And it was crazy because he was a terrible sponsor. Like he never like checked in on me or this or that or vice versa.
Mhm.
But whenever he found out I was doing this, it was like, oh, you're a terrible person, is the way he
Yeah.
made me feel.
Mhm.
And like the messages that he was sending me that day, I was like, bro, you've never like cared this much about my sobriety. Like he was like, you're gonna relapse and you're gonna do this. This is how, Hollywood actors, once they open up their anonymity and they let it be known, they always relapse. You're gonna go down the same road. And he was like, if you're gonna continue the podcast, I
Like
just can't.
who?
Matthew Perry and people like that.
Oh, dude.
right?
What about like Brad Pitt?
Yeah, what about all
What
of them
about
that are still
Robert Downey Jr.? What about,
Eminem. I
like,
mean, there's
dude.
plenty of them.
Yeah.
And
He just celebrated 17 years like last week and was
he-
posting all about it.
he was one of those people that he's sponsored a lot of people, and
Mhm.
he's probably done a lot of good in the program.
For sure. It's
right?
it's inevitable.
But I felt like he was also being very judgmental.
For sure.
Like you're doing something that I don't like, and I hope it doesn't work out for you. It's kind of how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
He was. So he was like, if you're gonna do it, I just can't be your sponsor. And I was like, bro, I don't even want you as a fucking sponsor anymore.
Yeah.
And that was literally, I think, one of my last sponsors. I kind of gave up on the whole sponsor thing from there. But yeah, he didn't want to be my sponsor anymore because we were starting a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I get a lot of backlash for my messaging around the program,
Mm-hmm.
but I will never I will never like bash the program, right?
Yeah.
The program's in the book, right? Like going to meetings and all that stuff, that's kind of like extracurricular. That's community,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's like fellowshipping, that's all
Yeah.
that. That's all part of the program, but the work is in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I certify peer support specialist, right?
Yeah.
And I do a lot of peer support work. And I tell everybody, dude, this is to prepare you. This should be your first lily pad in your journey of recovery. I'm going to help you realize a bunch of stuff. I'm going to give you the language. We're going to prepare you to step into those rooms. And I'm not telling you to go in there and become an AA member.
Right.
I'm
Right.
telling you to go do the work,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that is a clear-cut path. You know who William White is?
I know.
Okay, so William White was the director of the Recovery Research Institute for 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? This dude is like a pillar of the recovery history of America, right? Written books on it, ethics books, history books, like just a bunch of like a wealth of knowledge has come out of this man.
Mhm.
And he was like, he is severely anti 12-step model.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I mean by that is treatment should not have adopted the 12-step model because you're now doing two things that are fundamentally anti AA, right? You are now making something that's supposed to be voluntary mandatory and you're attaching consequences to it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like if, you know, the insurance companies are like, in order to justify more treatment, we want to know what step they're on, how many meetings they're going,
Right.
and if they got a sponsor. It's like, dude, that should not be happening,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so he was like, he's super anti what the treatment industry has evolved into,
Mm-hmm.
but a huge proponent of the work, right? And
Right.
he says that in the history of addiction treatment, there has never been anything more successful and probably never will be than the 12-step
Doing the
program.
work. Right.
Right. But then he breaks that down into like, you know, there's like theory and philosophy of 12-step. There's also theory and philosophy of recovery. Like, what is recovery?
Right. Right.
Right? Like, how do you define recovery?
Uh-huh.
Right? Like, when is somebody in recovery? Like, how do you know when somebody's in recovery?
Right.
Right? There's these philosophical points that have to be made before somebody can accept whatever it is you're trying to feed them. Right?
Mhm.
But a lot of what has, like, if Bill and Bob showed up today and walked into a random room, they'd be like, what
What is
the
going on?
fuck is going on?
No doubt.
Right? So like it has evolved into this thing that it was never supposed to become.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot, you know, they say principles before personalities. Well, the problem is the majority of it is dogmatic because of personality.
Right.
Right? It's like, you got to do it this way. You got to do, you know, you've got in
There's
programs.
a lot of ego in that.
Well, so, yeah, dude, these are addicts, right? You give them like power and prestige.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're in this situation because of our ego. And now you're going to inflate this person's ego and give them access to sex and people and influence. And it's like, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then you got all these people that talk about, oh, AA is culty. And it's like, no, there are rooms that are culty.
There's rooms. I've been to good rooms and I've been
For
to one that
sure.
are like, ooh.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Especially
Dude.
being a drug addict and not an alcoholic.
Oh, dude, that was so, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I found a home in the original program
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, throughout my prison, what I learned was that history is massively important.
Yeah.
Like the history of your gang, the history of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't really know the history of these things, like you're kind of just a nobody, right?
Right.
Like, but if you get shown this stuff and you're like privy to this information, like that knowledge is gold.
It's power.
It is. It's
Mhm.
power, right? And so it's like what I learned, you know, I got inducted into the programming and deep dove into the history of the program
Mm-hmm.
and found out that it's like that the average person picks up those two books and maybe as Bill sees it.
Yeah.
There's 9 other core parts of the literature that most people don't even know exist.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it goes into depth about like their experimentation around like seances and like spirituality, LSD,
The different things they
dude,
do.
just all of
Mhm.
and they were on this path where they were like, we don't give a fuck what works.
Yeah.
We're gonna find whatever. And also it's like it was the exact same time as like the sexual revolution
For
and like
sure.
all this stuff's going on. And
They were trying everything.
dude, everything.
Everything.
And so when you inject like the truth of the history into it, it kind of sheds a different light on the philosophy of what the originators had, where it was like We don't care as long as
As long as you get sober.
yeah, as long as you
That's all
get
we give
sober,
a fuck about.
including using other substances to get off this, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, so people's interpretation of this, they've systematically blocked out parts of the literature
Mm-hmm.
where it's like you go into any random room, there's pamphlets. Like everybody has seen these pamphlets, but nobody knows what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's one pamphlet. It's called the P11 pamphlet, and it's medication and outside issues,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it goes into detail about how sponsors deal with sponsees that are on medications,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think like in the very end of it, it goes, to thine own self be true,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so the signaling is like, nobody should define what other people's recovery is,
Right.
right? Everybody should make a decision about what their recovery is and when it
Mhm.
started and
Right.
why it is and all that, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I can't tell you if you're in, how do I know if you're in
Mhm.
recovery?
Yep.
How do you know if I'm in recovery?
Right. Right.
And then it brings up like today you've got this whole California sober thing. I get into fucking heated debates with people about this all the time. So I'm the kind of addict that can't smoke weed.
Right.
I just can't. Every time I've smoked weed, I ended up on a needle.
Yeah.
Right. And so I just don't even want to play with fire. Right.
Right, right.
It's like the life that I have today, that I've been gifted today, is
Mhm.
like, do I want to like take a chance on that?
Right, right.
It's like just really not worth it. Right.
Yeah.
But there are
There's people that can.
so many people out there that are California sober.
Yeah.
For sure.
And, those people are stigmatized in the rooms. And a lot of it really has to do with like, it isn't your path. And so it's wrong.
Right.
Right. And in order for me to feel justified in my path, I have to make the next person do it exactly like I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it works for them, they got to make somebody else do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you are self-validating by dogmatic belief systems and practices, right? It's like, dude, get into the book. The book says nothing about like having to write 10 pages. The book says nothing about like having to have 20 people on your amends list at least, right? It's like,
Yeah.
that's all you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all like you trying to do.
Yeah.
And then there's like the dishonest currency, right?
Mhm.
It's like the hypothetical that I give is based on something that I actually saw, but there's a guy that's got 5 years of recovery, right?
Mhm.
And he's got 20 sponsees, right? But all of his sponsees are relapsing. Like he can't keep his shit together. He's
Right, right.
like 13 stepping people or whatever, but he's got 5 years of sobriety and 20 sponsees,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then there's the guy that's got 2 years of recovery and 3 sponsees, but the guy's doing the deal,
Right.
right? But he doesn't got 5 years
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't have 20 sponsees. So like that guy's kind of put higher on the pedestal,
Right. Right.
right? And it's like, but all of that dude's sponsees they're all staying sober,
Right.
and he's really working the deal,
Yeah. You should be judged based on, if you're going to be judged,
right?
let's judge you based on your results.
Right.
Rather than, well, I've got 20 sponsees and all of them have relapsed.
And constant, like it's just this circus of like, but
Yeah.
dude, I got 20 sponsees, right? It's
Right.
like,
Right. And I've got 5 years sober, bitches.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
so it's like there's dishonest currency,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I talk about this a lot publicly, but the bottom line of it all is like the spirit of the program is not in the meetings, right?
Mhm.
The spirit of the program is in the book. And for anybody that is entering, dude, fuck that, dude. For anybody that is alive, they would benefit from a 12-step program. Period.
sure.
Yeah. I say it all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he says
I
it
need
all
to
the
do
time.
it. Like,
Dude, so most people live their lives in such a way. So we're coming from the problem towards the solution,
Mhm.
right? Like, I don't know your background too well, right? But it's like, so people like us have a different lens on life in general, right?
Right.
We are capable of, willing to do, and have done things that the majority of the world would never do.
right.
So we're
Never even think to do.
dude, and it like if it is ever a viable option, like they think they fucked their life up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, dude, I would never smoke crack with a fucking prostitute that has AIDS and then share a needle with her. It's like, yeah, but I would, right?
Did I mention I fucked her too?
Oh, dude, and it was like, so we are coming from the problem towards the solution, and the
Right.
majority of the world live their life in the solution
Mm-hmm.
and try to avoid the problem at all
All the
costs.
problems.
Yeah.
And so the lens that we are looking through is fundamentally different.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Just because of the things that we have, like we have already tested our limits,
Mm-hmm.
And once we find out that our limit was actually just kind of like a road sign that was like, oh yeah, like look at that. Yeah, it's like keep going
Oh yeah.
as hard as possible, like
Mhm.
full stop into that brick wall, and we're gonna crash through that one too. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but and so the majority of the world don't have a chance for introspection on the level that the 12 steps afford you.
Right, right.
Right. And then if you're being brought through that work with somebody who's done it, with somebody else who's done it, like, dude, those are all generational things that are inherited, right?
Mhm.
Like the techniques, the lessons. Like when you sit down with a sponsor that has never brought somebody through a fifth step, you can tell,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you sit down with a sponsor that has brought 100 people through and sat in on a bunch of others, you can tell,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And so it's like there are inherited traditions,
Traditions, yeah.
right? And so it's like, there's dishonest currency in the action,
Mhm.
right? It's really like it should be merit driven.
Yeah. I'm a huge believer in a lot of things that probably most everything that you just said, because I always say you got to find your own sober,
For sure.
right? I can tell you what my sober looks like.
Yeah.
I still drink from time to time.
Okay.
I can't do any fucking drugs whatsoever. I know that if I do one drug, I'm going to burn it all to the ground
For
because
sure.
I enjoy meth way too much,
Mhm.
right? But some people would say, well, you're not sober because you drink. Well, I've never claimed to be an alcoholic. I've never been an alcoholic. I'm a
Sure.
drug addict, right? Now, some people can smoke weed and not burn their life to the ground.
For sure.
If you can function on smoking weed and still be a good dad, a good employee, a good family, a good everything, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
I know people that can still do cocaine and still function.
For sure.
What-
Dude, I know a lawyer
To
that
each their
smokes.
own. I'm a huge believer in that. One of our friends, Christy, she's probably one of the best sponsors a woman could ever have.
Mhm.
And that's one thing that she always says, to each their own.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that gets you through it, and whatever it is that gets you to be a good person in society.
Yeah.
If you can do this or you can do that, whatever. If
Yeah.
you have to take Suboxone not to do heroin, like there's a lot of people that judge on that too.
Mhm.
And as I've looked in, I used to be one of those like, man, you shouldn't probably be on Suboxone for 5 years or 10 years. But if that keeps you from going and doing heroin, then who am I to say that I mean, there's different I don't know everything about that,
Mhm.
but there's things that I'm a huge believer that I can't tell you what your sobriety should look like.
Mhm.
You can figure that on your own. I can tell you what mine looks like, but that doesn't mean that you have to follow all the same paths that I do.
For sure.
Just like I won't have a sponsor that's never been a drug addict. I
Mhm.
couldn't do it. Like a sponsor that's just an alcoholic is not going to understand some of the reasons why we shoot heroin with prostitutes that have AIDS. That's not going to make any sense to you. So I really
Yeah.
can't listen to I can't tell a homeless person what it's like to be homeless because I've never been there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to live on fucking Skid Row or sleep in a tent and shit.
Yeah.
Not unless I'm camping, So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that people mess up. I think in the program is they try to tell you how to do everything.
Yeah.
And it's to each their own. You got to figure out your own path. Like you can take suggestions
Yeah.
and you can make it your own. It's kind of like in sales, right? I can take what he says and what you say and what you say, but I've got to make it my own for it to work for me. Otherwise, I'm just using someone else's blueprint, and that blueprint might not work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dogmatic tendency to propagate what worked for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the whole, like, you can go in any room in America and somewhere framed in there it's going to say to thine own self to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what I tell people all the time is my goal is to get you from a degenerate piece of shit to a productive member of society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and whatever that means, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
if you were a piece of shit father and a derelict in all of your responsibilities, let's get you being a productive member of society first. Like, get you foundationally set to become a good father, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you smoke weed on the weekends, like, just because I can't doesn't mean that you can't,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And it's like my whole goal is to, the peer support philosophy. You know what CCAR is?
No, and I want you to talk more about peer support because most people have probably never even heard of
For
that.
sure, for sure. So
Like I've heard like fellowshipping, right?
yeah,
But peer support's something a little different.
peer support is a whole different
Whole
model.
different, yeah.
Yeah, it's and a lot of people try to frame it as a replacement for the 12-step programs. And I think it's fundamentally you're missing the mark on what peer support is if it's supposed to replace 12-step because it can't. Like it just there are things that are happening in the work of the 12-step program that peer support can never touch,
Right.
right? But peer support's core philosophy is you're in recovery when and if you say you are.
Yeah.
And everything springs from that, right? And so what it does is it takes, instead of an abstinence-based program, you can now go to the person under the bridge and say, you can be in recovery today if you start working towards it, right? And so the biggest hurdle for me entering recovery is putting the needle down. And I'm not going to put the needle down to go be a part of this fellowship of people that don't like me anyway,
Right.
right? And so it's like, what I always tell people is this should be the first lily pad that people land on to prep them for abstinence and an abstinence-based program to do the work of the 12-step program, and then they decide where their life goes after that, right?
Yeah.
There are, my belief is that there's two people, like archetypes that end up in those rooms, right? It's people who need it and people who it's become their lifestyle, right? And the people who it becomes their lifestyle, there is a divergence. You can actually see the people that are working the program and helping other people. Because at the bottom line, at the end of the day, for everybody in recovery, we all owe a debt,
Yeah, for sure.
right? And
Paying
if
it
you are
forward.
not fulfilling that obligation to that debt, there is a high, for me at least, there's a high likelihood that I'll relapse.
For sure.
And the only way to service that debt is to help other people.
Give it away.
Yeah. And so you can see the divergence where there's like the people that are in there for the altruistic, like literally selfless act of helping somebody else, and then somebody else who's just hiding in the rooms, right? And it's like that dude that's in the back of the room that's got 30 years sober, and he's like, well, I didn't drink today, so that's a win. I'm like, dude, you're 30 years sober. Why the fuck is that a win? Right? If you're not like doing 12-step calls and like whatever, it's like, that was your win today. You need to evolve. Like there needs to be, so like, especially as men, right? Like, I believe fundamentally nobody should be able to tell a man that they can or cannot do anything if they understand the consequences. So
Yeah.
like if I choose to go get high tomorrow, understanding the consequences, that is on me,
Yeah.
right? It's when people don't understand the consequences and they're ignorantly making decisions, that's when you have an obligation to step in and be like, dude, what are you doing? Right? But other than that, it's like we should be able to do whatever we want.
Right.
As adults, really. I speak from a man's perspective because that's my lived experience, right?
Yeah.
And so there's also like the obligation side of like manhood where it's like our fundamental obligation is to provide and protect. And it's like, I know a lawyer that smokes meth daily. Am I ever going to, dude, who am I to tell this person that that's bad for them? Right? There's health ramifications and there's obviously like other things that are at play, right? Where like maybe you shouldn't smoke meth every day.
Right.
But like, dude, if that works for you, it's working for you, whatever. Like to thine own self be true.
Who am I to judge?
Right.
Yeah. Peer support sounds pretty dope.
So peer support as a model is I mean, it's taking over everything, right? Every court system in Texas has peer support specialists assigned to their clients, right? So when you go into court, you're going to get a public defender, you're going to get a case manager, and now you're getting a peer support specialist, right? COPA was implemented in Colorado in 2021, and there has been a 33% drop in overdoses year over year, and they're attributing it to peer support.
Peer support.
Right. I mean, peer support as a model has been around for 20 something years. CCAR was like the first gold standard. A lot of the philosophy there is kind of outdated, but today what you're actually looking at is a situation where the treatment industry can uncuff themselves from the 12-step model and give back what it was supposed to be originally, right? So now you're not attaching, now it's a voluntary thing, right? And all of my peer support work is to push people into the work of the 12-step model. But peer support as a whole is what it's telling people ultimately is that you can be in recovery no matter where you're at in your journey, right? And that kicks the door wide open for anybody that is struggling with substance abuse, anybody that's struggling with mental health, anybody that's struggling in general, to be able to start working towards a higher function in their personality.
Hmm.
Right. And so it's like, do I think that peer support is the answer to addiction? Absolutely not. I think it's a multifaceted issue. I think a lot of this is really, when you boil it down, comes down to like family dynamics, right? And so it's like, that's probably, especially in today's day and age with like the OnlyFans revolution and all this stuff,
Oh,
that shit's
yeah.
just gonna get worse. But so if we can't fix it at the, like the root of the problem, which is ultimately, have you guys? There's a book called Addiction as an Attachment Disorder. And really, what it's saying is that people use addiction in lieu of healthy attachment, right? Where it's like you get to now substitute your unhealthy attachments with this substance that'll never lie to you, that'll never abandon you, that'll never beat you, that'll never sexually assault you, and it is so consistent, right? It's like, I know for sure if I go and pick up some heroin, what it's gonna do for me.
Right.
Right. And people find peace and solace and continuity in their life in these substances because they have these core attachment wounds that typically happen in childhood. Right.
Right.
And so it's like building everybody's got an attachment style. Right. And so it's like going back and fixing those attachment styles and making them healthy, and not just healthy, but like contribute to the quality of life. Right. If you can fix that, then a lot of people are having success switching their paradigm from this disease model to an attachment disorder. Dude, it's so effective. It's amazing, right? And so it's like there's all of these things that are happening in conjunction today in the treatment world that I think 5 years from now, I think you'll start seeing a rebound on outcomes.
It's going to be amazing because, just in the time that I've been sober, I've
Yeah.
been sober for 4 years.
Okay.
There's been so many, the stigma with drug addiction was so bad for like nobody wanted to talk about it.
For sure.
Right. And now like you have people that are willing to talk about it and people that are willing to tell their stories and not get sober and run away from it. They bring it to the forefront. They'll talk about their heroin addiction or, this or that. You have people that were never addicts
Yep.
that are willing to sit in on a podcast and learn about it and become a part of the podcast and then like get a whole different side of it.
Yeah.
Right. Because he says it all the time. You either are an addict or someone who is.
So there's
Like
statistics on this.
we're all in it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, they did a big study and they found out that every American adult is either 1 or 2 degrees away from an active addict. So it's either a family member or a friend.
Dude, I found that out firsthand
Yeah.
when we started doing this. Like how deep seated in the shame
Oh yeah.
of even being an addict and going through the recovery process. But this thing started going out on the internet and my family started figuring it out. And dude, I had a family member fucking, hey dude, I really love what you're doing. I'm 8 years sober. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking no idea.
Yeah.
But to me, that showed me everything, right?
Yeah.
It was like, the more you talk about it, the more comfortable somebody's going to be coming to you about
sure.
it, right? And that's what's opened my eyes the most,
Yeah.
right? And we've had people just like yourself that aren't really like, they're abstract in the way that they went about their recovery.
Yeah.
They're very,
Yeah.
Middle finger up to the traditions
Yeah.
of it, and they did it. And I love that.
Yeah.
Even though I might not agree with it, or most of the world might
Dude,
not agree with it.
I tell people all the time, dude, like, don't do what I did.
Right.
Right. Like, there's a well-worn path. Follow the well-worn path. Right.
Right.
Don't go out there and just think you're gonna like. Statistically, it isn't possible.
Right.
Right. Like, it's a better idea to do what works for millions and millions and millions of people than to try to go make your own way out there.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is if you go out there on your own, you're missing a core component of what recovery is. So treatment happens in facilities, right? Recovery happens in community, right? William White said that in the history of addiction treatment, never has rehab gotten anybody sober, right? It's like that starts the second you hit the door, right? And so if you go out there on your own, dude, if you don't have a community, So another thing that peer support does is it talks about the quality of recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the quality of this person's recovery? Like,
Yeah.
versus like what step or like how many sponsees? It's like, no. What is the quality of the recovery?
Yeah.
Is this person's like life fundamentally better for the
Mhm.
path that they went down? You know, the treatment industry has one metric that they measure success on. It's like, how long are you staying sober?
Right.
The peer support world has 12 different domains that they measure success through, right? And it's like just the most off the wall stuff that when you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's like
Yeah.
improving the quality of relationships with providers and the client,
Mm-hmm.
right? Reducing recidivism, reducing stigma. Like, there's all of these things that they are quantifying that peer support specifically is doing that the rest of the recovery world is kind of doing, right?
Yeah.
But it's like the only thing that they care about is how long are they staying
How long
sober.
have you been sober?
Yep.
Yep. How long have you been sober? Yeah, it's there's so many different ways to do this.
Oh yeah.
And like, you've heard of people in the rooms, I've listened to people talk in the rooms where they're like 5 years sober or 30 years sober, and they sound fucking miserable.
Oh yeah.
Like, this person is on the verge of a fucking relapse,
Yeah.
and from listening to them. Or, when I got sober, I was going to like 3 meetings a day,
Mhm.
right? And it wasn't so much like when I got out of rehab, I was scared because in rehab I'm safe. I'll
Mhm.
be safe
Oh,
in
dude.
rehab. That's
Very hard to relapse
That
in
30
that bubble.
days is pretty, unless I snuck shit in with me. That 30 days is pretty simple,
Yeah.
in my opinion. That's just for me. But when I got out and I didn't go to sober living, now I had to engulf myself with people in recovery
For sure.
and that were also doing the same thing that I was. So I was catching like meetings every day, 3 meetings sometimes, right? And then it would get to where my last meeting ends at 9. We go in fellowship, eat, I get home at 10:30. I'm ready for bed now. I've fucking
Yeah.
been off meth for 30 days. I'm tired as fuck. So go to sleep, and then I rinse and repeat. And then one of my buddies was like, did you only get sober just to go to meetings, right? And that was a big question for me.
Big deal.
That's a big question because, no, I got sober to go enjoy life.
Yeah.
Right?
Recovery should. So I think recovery's mission is to give your life back or give you a life that you never had.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It-
So
And that's kind of what I was like. I've watched people go to 3 different meetings for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
I've seen them. We've seen them in the but that wasn't what my recovery, I wanted it to look like.
yeah,
Maybe that's what works for them, and that's fine. Everybody has a different
for
recovery.
sure.
But I wanted to be a better dad. I wanted to be a better family member. I wanted to be a better employee, a better friend. I wanted to be able to show up for people that I love.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, so mine was, I'm going to catch a meeting here and there whenever I feel like it. Like when I feel like I'm spiritually unfit, I definitely need to go catch a meeting or go to church.
Mhm.
But I just want to be a better member of society.
For sure.
And I want to enjoy life. That's what sobriety for recovery for me is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the quality, right?
For
Like,
sure.
the quality of the recovery is what should be measured. And in a lot of, I mean, really a lot of people, how do you measure the quality of somebody's recovery other than how they're showing up in life?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's like, I know, so I have somebody who's close to me that was in the rooms, like heavy into YPA.
Mm-hmm.
And he like built this core group of friends that it was like started off with like 20 of them, and then some overdosed and some just went back out or whatever. And then they ended up with like 10 years later, this core group of like 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And people like you can inject random people in there or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like this core group. And they kind of all looked at each other one day and they were like, what are we doing? Like, what other than this, like, what are we going to do with our life?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so they all kind of like left the program, and now it's like, dude, they've got careers, they've got families, homes. And it was like, that's what recovery did for them.
Right.
Right. That's what that early investment
Mm-hmm.
into themselves via the rooms gave to them. Right. And it's like, I think that there is a misconception, like fundamentally, because it's a program, right? Like it's there's programming, right? There's like indoctrination. There's and it's like these things get like a bad connotation, but it's like, this is what's saving lives, right? But what's the exit plan?
Right.
Right. And it's like, oh no, this is for life now. And it's like,
Yeah.
if you don't continue this, like, dude, it's like people leave the rooms and
You're
like,
gonna die.
you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Dude, you're
I've
gonna
literally
die.
heard that. I'm afraid you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that is not what you want to fucking tell somebody
No.
in my shoes.
Dude, and let's be real, like, about this. Like, other than like this whole fentanyl fucking fiasco that's going on, like, how many people go out there and just die?
Before fentanyl, not many.
Not many, right? It was like when they go out there, now people say, I don't got another run in me. What you really probably don't have is another recovery in you,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like, you can play with that fire.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I understand why people leave the rooms at, like, dude, they did this thing in Houston where it was a long-term sobriety meeting, because after 5 years, you are just as likely to return to addiction as somebody who's never been addicted, right? And so it's like, statistically, you're in the clear, right? Spiritually, you should have these fundamental building blocks in place,
Right.
but they're fucking human,
Yeah.
right? It's like, you've still got human issue, and now for somebody who's lost their coping mechanism,
You still have problems that pop up in life.
dude, and it's like some of these problems seem insurmountable in the moment, right? And it's like, so they started these long-term recovery meetings so that people in long-term recovery could openly share about whatever they were going through, because they were scared to share it in front of newcomers.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it does, right? It makes a lot of
hell
sense.
of a lot of sense.
But
Because you're supposed to be the pillar, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
But what kind of signaling does that give to the newcomer? That like after 5 years, you have to get your shit in order? Or
That
else
was
you're-
what I was just about to ask.
Dude, it's like, no, share that shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
one of the, do you guys know why in the Bible it says don't cast your pearls before swine?
No.
No.
I don't know if this is like, so pigs will eat anything,
Yeah.
right? So it's, but pearls don't digest. This is just like some trip that I had one time. I was like, it's because you got to dig back in their shit to get it back,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, well, are you casting your pearls before swine in your recovery? And it's like, once you're in recovery, your story belongs to everybody,
Right.
right? And it's like, now if you're like hoarding that story, what is the, I get backlash about this all the time. I tell people, it's like, if you're going to enter recovery and not help people, just stay using, because you're fucking pointless to us.
Yeah. Well, the whole point of it, what I was taught, is you owe a debt,
Yeah.
and your debt is to pay this thing forward.
Yeah.
Go help as many people as you possibly can.
Yeah.
I always say, like, God pulled me out of the fire, not so I could just run off. It's so I can go back in the fire and start pulling people
Yeah.
out with him.
Yeah.
And that's it. And if I lose that in recovery, if I lose that paying it forward, then I could be fucked quick.
For sure.
You
Dude,
know, that's a relapse, in my opinion, waiting to happen.
for sure. I
And if I
100%
lose
agree.
sight of what feel like I'm supposed to pay back, yeah, that's a relapse waiting to happen.
I mean, there comes I don't know if you feel it. You probably do, right? It's like, I feel the debt, right?
Mhm.
It's like, if I'm not helping somebody or doing like, so a big part of my recovery today is
Even when
my
you don't want to.
Oh, it's special, dude. Most of the time when I don't want to do something, I get the most benefit out of it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, I've told people before, like, how many times have you felt like shit? Whatever, like, shit was like, you were up against the wall, you were going to relapse or whatever. How many times when you're in that position did you help somebody else and immediately get relief?
Every fucking time.
Dude, it's a tried and true. This isn't a math equation, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can, it's shitty situation plus help somebody else equals relief.
Yeah.
Like, across the board, always true, no
Yeah.
matter what. So it's like, how can you enter recovery? Like, how can you be pulled out of that and then just fucking dip? Right? It's like, so dude, if you're doing that, and I get all these people like commenting like, dude, it's a selfish program and da 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 da. It's like, you only got sober for yourself. And it was like, actually, dude, I got sober because I already lost a kid, already lost a marriage. And I mean, dude, it was my pattern repeated over and over, right? Like, I found out that she was pregnant a week after I got arrested, didn't meet that kid till she was 3, and my parents adopted her.
Yeah.
I get arrested for this bank robbery, and it was a month before that my girlfriend told me she was pregnant. I was like, this shit's gonna happen again. And my whole life, I'm the oldest of 10 kids. My whole life, all I wanted to do was be a dad. right? And it was like every single time I get this opportunity, I fuck it up, dude.
Yeah.
And so it was like, so finally,
Yeah.
like I'm in recovery.
Mhm.
And my wife gets pregnant, and I'm sober through. I'm there for the whole pregnant. I'm there for the
Right.
delivery,
Mhm.
and now I've got a 4-month-old, and it's
Yeah.
like the gifts of recovery are contingent upon your obligation.
Yeah.
Like if you are not fulfilling your obligation, then you are not earning the things that you get in life, and therefore they are subject to being taken.
Yeah.
Right. And most of the time, it isn't taken. We're giving it away.
Mhm.
Right. And it's like, dude, I'm very, very cautious about my intentionality with what I'm doing. Like I am very, very intentional.
Yeah.
Well, the calling you selfish is kind of a weird thing. Just you have a fucking treatment center to
Yeah.
help people.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I can tell very clearly that that's your intention.
Yeah. So my intention around this, okay, we're gonna get into it. You want to get into it?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's fucking go,
get it.
dude.
So the treatment industry fundamentally is sick currently, right? Like everybody, how many people do you know that have been to treatment and stayed sober forever after?
It'd be a better question probably to ask Mike than me.
So I know I have my theory.
Yeah.
The state funded ones,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion, are fucking trash.
Okay.
I went to a rehab that somebody opened themselves,
Yeah.
and they didn't have to go by the guidelines and all that shit. Like people donated money.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say that they're all trash. I shouldn't say that. My opinion, if I would have went to a state funded rehab, I don't know that it would have worked for me.
Okay.
The place that I went to, it was just a group of guys, and we literally it was just a place where you could just recover,
For sure.
where you could get
How
sober.
long was it?
I went for 30 days.
Okay.
Now, I would have went for more if I didn't have my daughter.
For sure.
60 days, 90 days. After 7 days, I stopped counting the days down because I was having so much fun there.
Yeah.
It was like summer camp. And it was with the best group of guys. Like you mentioned bonds that you created.
For sure.
I created bonds, and I've lost a couple of these guys along the way. But the bonds that I created in them are going to be for life.
Yeah.
I mean, I could call any one of them now, and they would pick up. Same with me.
Yeah.
But I think that he closed the place down shortly after because of the donations and everything.
Yeah.
And I hope that he opens up another place because I feel like whenever it's all about insurance and it's all about, different things that you have to get funded for, I think that's where you lose a lot of these people. And unfortunately, I don't know what the statistics are, but I would be willing to guess that they're not
Heartbreaking.
that high.
It's heartbreaking. And so
Like 5% or less, I would say. Probably even worse than that.
no, they're statistical anomalies.
Yeah.
Like they're called one chip wonders,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like and people try to like bottle these one chip wonders experience and like extrapolate it out. It's like, dude, it is preparation meets good timing is luck, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's all that really is like there were whatever circumstances that like fed into this situation, and then like this person, like these are literally statistical anomalies that people go to treatment one time and they stay clean forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what, it's the business of saving lives. And what I found out is that it's the business of saving lives that can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
1,000%.
okay. So if that's true, and which it is, right? It's just, it is what it is. Because
First thing they say is what insurance you
what
have.
insurance do you have, or what kind of resources do you have?
Yes.
Right. It's like, so if that's true, which it is, there's like a logical path that we can go down to like a bunch of questions. And it's like, so the next question that I ask is like, are we setting people up for failure in hopes that they make it back? And if that's true, like if you honestly answer this, it's true,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because every treatment center that I know of is paying their bills with their return clients. And if that's true, then are we sacrificing lives to make money?
Mm-hmm.
And if that is the affirmative, then what we're really doing is we are making mathematical calls around like how many people are worth it to continue to pay our bills, right? And it's like my people that like fundamentally who I am, like as an addict, they get relegated to die all the time,
Mhm.
right? Like those are the ones that are okay. Like we can sacrifice these ones because they weren't going to get it anyway. I was treatment resistant. I was a chronic relapser. Like I had all the labels, right? Homeless for years, 10 plus years of like intravenous drug use. Like these are, I hit all of the check marks for hopeless,
Yeah.
right? And helpless.
Mm-hmm.
No resources, right? So I'm not going to get quality treatment,
Right.
right? And so it's like,
Double H, hopeless and helpless.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's, and so those people, and then you see this all the time where it's like mom and dad with little Jimmy started at 17, like fucking up with weed or whatever, and he gets pushed into the treatment industry. And then 10 years down the line, now they're remortgaging their house for the second time for now not little Jimmy, but middle-aged Jimmy to go back to treatment. And then when that doesn't work, we're going to drop him on his head and blame him because he didn't do it right.
Yeah.
And so what I always ask people is like, look, do you guys know what value-based healthcare is?
No.
So this has been implemented around the world in a bunch of other places. This has been on the menu, like for Congress to pass stuff like this in America for a long time. And what it says is this, like, if you go to the doctor because you need surgery on your hand, insurance will pay for that. But if you need a second surgery because it wasn't done or
Done
whatever,
the right way.
the doctor pays for it, right? So that's value-based healthcare. And I ask people all the time, this is something that is possible in the future. Okay, so let's say that they implement this in the treatment industry. Do you think that people would need to go back to treatment multiple times if we had to pay for it? People are like, oh no, absolutely not. We wouldn't. They would get sober the first time. Well, then why can't we do it now?
Yeah.
Like, what is stopping us from implementing
what would
that
we
now?
change to make sure that they don't come back?
What kind of programming would we implement, right? And people are like, oh, shit, right? And it's like, and fundamentally, addiction professionals are not to blame for this, right? There's three groups of people that should be held accountable for this. It's the owners, the investors, and the payers, right? Because they're the ones that set the pace for what the product is that's delivered. And a lot of what's being implemented, and this is healthcare, period. Like, we're not trying to heal people. We're trying to alleviate symptoms, right? Because
help
if
people cope.
If you heal chicken pox, then you don't got return customers, right?
Yeah.
If we eradicate diseases, well, if we eradicate cancer, if we eradicate whatever, it's like, dude, there's no money in healing. There's money in return customers.
Repeat business.
Right. And so it's like, we're an industry. Okay. That word in itself signals something, right? We're also in healthcare, right? We're in behavioral health. That should speak volumes for like what the intention is, right? And it's like the average addiction professional, most of them are in recovery. And so this is a part of their recovery, right? They are actually helping people. Their intention is an altruistic nature, right? They're in this to help save
100%.
lives, right? What they don't realize is when you go to these events and these like marketing events and these huge conventions where people are flying in from all over the country, but the local people, like the local owners, they're showing up in Ferraris and Porsches and all this shit. What they don't realize is that they are just a cog in the clockwork of an industry, of a company that's a piece of an industry, $100 billion annual, right, industry.
Either that or they do realize it.
Well, this is the thing.
Well,
I start talking to people about this, and they're like, "Yeah, but what can I do?" And it's an honest question. It's like, you can't personally do anything. Like the average BD rep out there, that's their whole job is to get heads in beds. They can't do anything about it, right? The clinicians, the CEOs, the administration, the nursing staff, like these people have no say in what company policies and standard operating procedures are implemented or why, right? It's like if there needs to be something tweaked because of whatever, like some kind of like practical reason, like they'll change it or whatever. But at the bottom line, these are companies that are monetizing suffering.
Multi-billion.
Dude, it's a $100 billion industry annually, right? And my consultant helped this guy. He started with a 6-bed boutique treatment center. 7 years later, sold his company for 1.4 billion.
Damn.
These are companies, like when you look at like Fortune 500 companies and like you look at their performance, they've got like 9-10% profit margins. A low performing treatment center has a 35% profit margin.
Whoa.
High, like
Oh, you go to a nice place, it's like 20 fucking grand, 30 grand a month.
dude, no.
Is it more?
There's one in Houston. It's 80 grand a month for their base service.
Mm.
It goes up to like 120 grand a month.
Yeah.
Right? When you go to like these boutique, out of pocket, out of network treatment
Malibu,
centers,
California and shit.
dude,
Yeah.
they're so Betty Ford, the Hazelden model, right?
Yeah.
Like Betty Ford. Who goes there? Oh, Robert Downey junior
Mhm.
Lindsay Lohan. You know, 120 grand a month, right? And you're getting yoga in the morning and massages at night, and you're getting the diet plan by a 5-star chef, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's like that's comfortable. That sounds amazing, dude. I would love
That's a
to go
vacation.
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, dude, I fucked my life up again. Guess I got to go back to rehab.
Do some
Yeah, yeah.
yoga.
Yeah, dude. So it's like a peak performing treatment center still 55% profit. This is better than selling drugs,
Mhm.
right? This is better than selling drugs. And
That's better than running your own, like a legitimate company. Like,
dude, these are profit margins that like the majority of the world is like lusting after. Like
Mhm.
we're talking about like high performing multi-billion-dollar companies have like single digit profit margins.
Mhm. And if you think about it, when someone relapses, if I've been to a good treatment facility,
Of course you're
where am I
gonna
going to go back?
Of course.
Am I going to change it up? No,
Dude.
that place is, man, there was great people there.
Dude.
Because normally the people that work there
Are
understand
amazing.
because they are very good.
Yeah.
They've been through, and it's like you said, they don't know until they know.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like when we send troops to war. They're literally going there
Thinking they're fighting the enemy.
thinking they're fighting the enemy when really it's just $1 billion industry
Yeah.
that's going to make a lot of people more and more money.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we've got 34 trillion in debt. Fuck it, let's go to war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's pull ourselves out of this.
So I'm just curious, man. I mean, you've talked about it a little bit, but you've got to catch a lot of shit for having some of the
I do.
opinions that you
I do.
have.
Yeah.
And-
I've been labeled an industry disruptor.
wow. Well, to be fair, it sounds like that's what you were even when you were in your addiction.
Yeah.
An industry disruptor. You fucking robbed a bank, dude.
Yeah.
Got away with it too. Yeah.
I know.
did you? Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Did you get how much money?
8,600.
Oh.
Ah, hey.
Yeah. That's ultimately what saved me was like I didn't get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
And the feds really only investigated it because I told them that I had a bomb in my backpack and I'd kill
Nice.
everybody.
Yeah.
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 Hey, yeah. Way to put that over the top.
Yeah.
I know someone that robbed a bank. I won't say his name on here, but I do. And he got arrested for it, but he hid the money before he got arrested.
Yeah.
So he went away for 7 years.
Uh-huh.
And when he got out, he was able to go he could dig the money up right in front of the cops.
Yes.
Not a fucking thing they could do about it.
Well, check this out. When I got arrested, the feds were like, look, you know, they did this whole like scare tactic thing, and it's like a long story, but basically they were like, look, we don't even give like I got booked with the money. They put the money that I took
In
from the
the
bank
fucking
into
envelope.
the and they were like, look, we know you're booked with we don't even care about the money. Where's the bomb?
Yeah.
They were like, dude, like there's 7 of us here. You think we're here because of $8,000?
$8,000.
Like, come on. Where's the bomb? I was like, dude, I told them I had a bomb in my backpack. I didn't even have a backpack on.
Yeah.
Right. And they were like, okay. You know, and so like but it's like these, well, it's a whole different story. But some of the people, the reason why I ended up robbing that bank is because like I had friends that were like robbing banks and armored trucks, and I knew I could get away with it. Right. And so I was like, as long as it's like under this and like as long as I don't do this, like the feds aren't going to pick this up and they'll just let the state prosecute it. And that's ultimately what saved me was like I knew what I could get away with and what I could say and whatever, and like they let me keep the money.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, fuck it, you fucking stole it. Like you're going to get charged with it. Fucking keep it. But where's the bomb?
Wow.
Wow.
Dude, you how long were you in prison?
Dude, so I effectively escaped the consequences of my actions by changing my life. Right? And it was like my first prison term, I became friends with this guy that he got out of 2 gang-related murders by going to this program, the program
Yeah,
that I was
yeah,
telling you about, right?
Yeah.
And so he always told me, like, I made a decision after my first prison term that I was gonna run until I couldn't run anymore, and then if I made it out alive, I would never look back. Like, I would change my life and never look back.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I effectively cut all ties with my fam. I'm the oldest of 10 kids. Like, I have loving parents that are like great parents and shit. You know, it's like, um, the situation that I was raised in was, you know, it was like inner city San Diego, and they were fucking dirt poor. Like, we'd invite people over on Sundays and like dig through the couch to see if they drop change,
Yeah.
right? But like, um, the choice that I made around doing that was like, I knew for sure that I was going to systematically burn all the bridges with my family if I tried to do this 1 foot in, 1 foot out thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, when I made the decision to run, I was like, I'm not gonna this way, like, I can for sure not do anybody dirty in my family
Mm-hmm.
and like come back and like be able to come back,
Have it. Yeah.
right?
Makes sense.
And so when I made that decision, I also said that I wouldn't play games with like the court system. If I get busted, I'm just gonna go do my time. I'm not gonna go to like a program and fuck around or whatever. It's just when I get caught, I go to prison, and it is what it is, right? Also, my first prison term, I learned how fun it was and how much drugs there was, and like I was like, dude, prison was not a deterrent.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, wait, you're gonna send me to like hang out with the fellas for a couple of years,
Yeah.
like, work out, and like you're gonna send me to criminal university.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have somewhere to sleep,
Dude,
fucking get
sleep,
some meals.
eat, work out, do as much drugs as I want, fuck up people, like, dude, like politicking, dude. I had so much fun like the first time, and so I was like, you know, like when I fuck up, like I can go to prison and everything's good, right? So I never played games with the court system either. Like, it was, I'll sign whatever, right? Send me up, and so when this hit the fan, right, I had racked up all those charges over COVID because I found that loophole, and
Yeah. Super
And-
cool loophole too.
dude, it very effective.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, very effective.
Yeah.
And so, but when it finally caught up to me, dude, my max exposure was 85 to life.
85 to life.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep, dude, they were gonna strike. Dude, it was the deal. So they told me the deal is 33 years.
Did you know about what the time was gonna be, or did that
No.
like fucking that just caught you like what the fuck?
Dude, it
What'd you
hit
say?
me in the gut, and I was like, "Did you just say 33 was the deal?" He was like, "Yeah, dude, your max exposure is like really fucked up." I was like, "What is it?" He's like, 85 with a life if they strike you out. I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?" Like, dude, what? Like,
You're gonna
what?
die in prison.
And then I'm like, what did I do? Like, what? Okay, I robbed a bank. Okay, residential burglary, weapons charges, sold drugs to cops multiple times, robbery, got caught at the. I was like, fuck yeah, this actually makes sense. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, go
I
ahead and give me
really-
the 33.
Yeah, well, dude, and it was like, so this guy told me, he was like, look, I got out of it, and it's this card that you can play, but if you play it too early, you'll never get a chance again.
Mm.
So only play it when you really, really,
fucking
really
ready.
need it, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And mind you, this guy's like back in prison telling me this, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, now's the time, right? Like, dude, if there was ever a time. Also, you know, my addiction, I had a long, healthy addiction, right? And I always tell people it was like an abusive marriage, right? I had this really long honeymoon phase with it,
Mhm.
where it was like, dude, on top of the world. It wasn't like a party thing. I was like a real addict, like off the bat, right? Like isolation, but it was filling all these holes, and it made me feel this certain way that even though like I knew things weren't going to be okay, like it made me think it was. And so like I had this long, probably 7-8 year honeymoon with substances, and then about 5 years with heroin before shit kind of turned on me, right? And then even after it turned on me, I used it as like the stabilizing like continuity throughout my life, because I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see this to its logical conclusion,
Yeah.
whatever this means, right? And I knew there was 3 outcomes. It was gonna be, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go to prison for life, or I'm gonna get out.
Yeah.
right? And so it was like I was okay with all three of those outcomes, right?
What Jay Klein's mom used to say?
Locked up,
Sobered up,
sobered up, covered up.
covered up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any one of the three.
Yep. And I was perfectly okay with those outcomes. I was like, if I die in my addiction, I'm cool with that. If I end up doing life with prison, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah.
And if I get out of it, I'm cool with that too.
See, I never even thought that far ahead. Like, I just thought of today, right?
Yeah.
And if tomorrow comes, it comes. It's
Yeah.
kind of how I looked at it. I never like fucking thought like the consequences down the road. I just looked at it like, this is what I need right now to feel better.
Yeah.
And this is just who I am. This is what I am.
You know, a lot of people, that is the cycle that they fall into.
Yeah.
Right. The problem
This
is
was just my life. This is all God had for me. This is it.
yeah. And the problem that I see with that is that like I woke up one day and it was like 3 years later one time. I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? I'm turning 28? Like
Yeah.
when the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, yeah, I was
It
born
goes
in 89.
so fast, bro.
Wait, fucking yeah, I am turning. God damn it! What have I done for the last 3 years? It's like, oh yeah, this is like the longest I've ever had on the streets. Like, dude, I stayed out of prison for 3 years. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
fucking yeehaw, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the time flies so fast, and the
Mhm.
next thing you know, you're a fucking old man with nothing,
Before too long, yep.
right? And it's like, so for a lot of those people that don't play that tape through, they eat up a good amount of the prime of their life,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like, those are the people that are owed by whoever loves them around them to tell them, like, dude, you need to wake up,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like for me, it was like nobody could tell me shit because
Yeah.
I accepted the consequences before I made the decision,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, you know, like when this whole fucking 33-year deal, that was the deal, right? When that happened, I was like, oh, okay. How am I gonna get out of this?
Yeah,
Like,
gotta
what am I
play
gonna
this
do?
card.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this card. But it was COVID and we were single cell lockdown. It was single cell lockdown, and they would release one cell at a time for 15 minutes to shower, right? Every other day. So I was isolated in a cell for 6 months. So I just had time to
Yeah, yeah.
read and think, and like, dude, there wasn't like a whole lot going on, right?
Yeah.
I had some store because I had robbed this bank and
Mhm.
had that money, and so that lasted for like 6 months. And so I started making these moves in jail, but I started asking myself, like, you know, and before that, for like a couple of years before I got arrested, I was like, I am done. Like I actually don't want to do this anymore.
I was at that same spot. I just didn't know
Yeah.
how to get out of it.
Just same here. I was like,
Yeah.
you know,
It was the honeymoon was over.
for sure. And then
Right?
so in the abusive marriage cycle, it's like, yeah, it's
I
like
love that.
long honeymoon, abuse cycle, and then the divorce cycle,
Mhm.
right? Where like the abuse will happen and you just accept it and you don't want to leave, but you don't want to stay, but staying sounds a whole lot better. So leaving doesn't even come into the
Mhm.
play,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And it's like, but then once the divorce cycle starts, right? It's like, now it's this real back and forth of like love and hate,
Mhm.
right? And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know how to get out of this relationship,
Right.
right? And for like probably 3 years, that was where I was at,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I would tell my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, homeless together, like ran the dude. Fuck, dude, that's a fucking trooper right there, dude. Like, fucking, she's so crazy, but. Dude, you think I'm crazy? She's fucking nuts.
Yeah. I mean, that's the gender a little
Takes
bit,
one to
man.
Yeah.
know one,
They're a lot.
Yeah,
they're a lot
dude.
more crazy. They have the ability.
Dude, and they can
In
get
them.
away with shit that like we could never
Oh,
get
yeah.
away with.
You know what's crazy is I've seen like couples that are homeless
Yeah.
that I've often wondered, like sometimes they look fucking like they're just fucking so in love.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, if they can go through that together, imagine if they could get out of that, what they could fucking go through.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's those like the struggle, right, binds people,
For sure.
right? It's like people that go to war together. I mean, I know vets that it's like they call their brothers and they are all the way across the country and they will fly to them to
Mhm.
rescue them from a bar fight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So like when couples, I only know one other couple that was homeless together that made it out, right? these are not fairy tale endings.
Right.
The romance is fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like, we're not like holding hands, walking down the street, skipping. We were in our addiction though.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like, we're literally bonded in a way that like it's probably unbreakable.
So let me ask you about that. So did y'all get sober together?
Separately, because I got sent to the program,
Okay.
and she got caught with my drugs at the border and was there for the residential burglary. And dude, it was like a whole bunch of shit. So, and she was pregnant
Yeah.
and couldn't stop using.
Because I would think like a lot of y'all's bond
Yeah.
was fucking trauma bond, right? In some way, like living homeless, right? Like
For sure.
fucking y'all went through the shit. When y'all got, so I've heard people that have relationships where alcoholic, drug addict, blah blah blah, and one gets sober. I have a buddy that his wife got sober. She was a bad alcoholic, and he would show up and rescue her from everything.
Yeah.
Right. And then whenever she got sober, she realized I'm not in love with him. I was in love with the guy that rescued me all the time.
Yeah.
But now I don't need him to rescue me, and that literally split them up.
For sure.
So did y'all go through anything like that from when y'all got sober to where, damn, it wasn't the same, or no?
No, because those relationships are built on emotional dishonesty.
Right. Okay.
Right. Whereas like we knew each other's deepest, darkest secrets.
Everything.
We knew each other in
Mhm.
a way that probably very few people get to know anybody else.
Right.
Dude, I got this. I don't know what I got. I got this bug, and I was like projectile vomiting and shitting at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was homeless at the time, and like I got kicked out of the apartment. She didn't.
For
Right.
throwing up and shitting everywhere?
No. That was, I got kicked out, and then I got this bug.
Oh,
right.
okay.
And she like came out and like was wiping my ass for me. You know, like
Right.
she seen me at like the very
You're
like
very worst.
The most vulnerable.
most vulnerable, very worst. Like, dude, we were like extorting doctors together. Like, it was. So yeah, there's probably, you know, I just to be very upfront, like there's probably a level of trauma bonding,
Mm-hmm.
but what takes precedent to that is we know each other like inside and out and accepted each other's faults for what they were.
Yeah, for sure.
And you've seen all of them.
Pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, like she was getting a lot of flack for me because towards the end there, you know, I was like robbing connects and like she broke up. So she found out that she was pregnant Thanksgiving of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
She told me the next day that she was pregnant and that she was leaving me. And the words that she said was basically, she goes, "I'm leaving you because I'm pregnant and you're going to get me killed. Like people are going to kill you and they're probably going to kill me
Right.
unless I separate myself from you."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck, what am I going to do now? You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
well, what about me?
well,
Yeah.
I robbed that bank at her.
Yeah.
I started robbing all the people around her so that they would tell her like, "Oh, Matt robbed me." Da, 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 you know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, and then and we're fucking with people bringing drugs across the border and shit. And I'm like stealing money from people and like finding out later on that it was a cartel member's money that I stole, and people are like looking for me. And dude, it was a fucking mess. I was out of my mind
Yeah.
Yeah.
making decisions that nobody in their right mind would make. Like,
Yeah.
you know? And so I see that all the time too, where like people will get involved with people in their addiction and then they get sober or one of them gets sober and they fundamentally fall apart because they don't actually know who each other are outside of the addiction.
Outside of the addiction.
Yeah.
Right? But y'all knew each other inside and out.
We knew each other.
Your worst and your best.
The worst and the best. And yeah, there was like a continuity of drug use,
Mm-hmm.
but we kicked with each other. And we were using the same drugs. So that probably helped that like we understood each other's struggle on a daily basis, but then we also understood each other's on a macro, right?
Mhm.
Like we knew the family issues. We knew
Everything.
you know, the isolation in recovery, when you're in a relationship in that isolation, it's you two,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so it's like all of my darkest moments she was there for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Which-
I say nice,
Which probably
but
made
you know what I mean.
1,000 times stronger.
for sure.
100%.
And like I said, there's trade-offs, right? Like not everybody's fantasy is like the fairy tale ending, but a lot of people want it, right?
Mhm.
And it's like her and I have traded off like an unbreakable bond for like the sparky romance, and it's like I'm not gonna go home and like make out with my wife, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people do, right? But it's like it's like we talk shit to each other, and it's like so have you guys watched Yellowstone?
Oh yeah.
Our relationship is like Rip and his
Beth.
girl. Yeah, dude, it's so much like that. It's insane. Like she'll be like, "Fuck you,
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit,
Yeah.
dude."
Me and
Like,
Destiny-
And before he walked, he's like, "I love you too."
We're-
and then
and
walks away.
yeah.
He just leaves.
Yeah.
We're 90% bullying each other.
yeah.
That's what
Oh,
me and
dude.
Destiny are.
And she'll tell me like, "Dude, when you come home, you don't do shit." Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, you know what I've been doing all day though? Like, come on, dude." And she'll be
Yeah.
like, "Dude, you're just so fucking lazy. How can somebody who works out and works as much as you be so lazy?" I'm like, I have a 3-month-old that I take care of from the second I go to for the second I get home. She sleeps with me. I change her. I wipe her ass. Like, dude, I feed her. Like, you deal with the 4-year-old, I'll deal with the baby. Like,
Yeah.
that was the trade-off. And she was like, "But if I would have known that you get to just sit there while I deal with this tornado,
Yeah.
I would have never made that
Yeah,
deal."
Yeah.
It's like, you should have had more brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Should have thought this one through.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, that was like conversations that we had while she was pregnant. Was like, how are we gonna deal with this? I was like, I got this idea.
Yeah.
I'll deal with the baby.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you can recover.
You
and,
know,
like,
at that time, she's probably thinking that's going to be the worst fucking job for sure.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
and-
take the baby.
I was like, I'll deal with all the blowouts. And like, dude, and dude, from the day that the baby was born, she slept with me.
Yeah.
Right. And remember, like, this is all I ever wanted out of my life was
Right.
like,
Just to be a dad.
be a dad.
Mhm.
And so it was like,
And be a present dad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, for sure. And it's like, the nurses would come into the room and be like, you can't sleep with your newborn infant on your chest all night long. Like, there's like legalities around this. You got to put her in the thing. I'm like, all right. And I like put her in there, take her right back out
Yeah.
once I leave. It's like, dude, come on. And so
It's my kid.
she saw that in the yeah, dude. How the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
well, and then what it's like, well, whatever. The reality is we don't own our kids. The government does, right?
Yeah.
That's how they can take them,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like,
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's fucking real.
No,
That's-
yeah.
That's real as shit.
When you sign their birth certificate, you are signing them over to the government, and then they give you custodial guardianship over your kids. You have parental rights. You have custodial guardianship. Like, these are legal terms that are used to apply to your children, their property,
Damn.
right? And so, but she saw this in the hospital, right? Like, I took the baby, and dude, it was like the happiest moments of my life, right? Like,
Yeah.
dude, it was amazing, right? So in the hospital, I'm already scheming. It's like, oh yeah, dude, you're gonna deal with this fucking 4-year-old though,
Yeah.
right? But so she got to like heal and like all this stuff, and like, and now like the downstream effects, she's like, dude, fuck you.
She's tired as
Dude,
fuck.
yeah. And I'm like, dude, well, I don't know what to tell you. This was the deal. Right?
Yeah.
And
you
mind
said yes. so-
yeah, and mind you, it's like, well, I had to wait a month before we could do anything.
Yeah.
It was like, and the deal that you made was at least every other day. So now pay up.
Yeah.
She's like, dude, fuck you. And I'm like, yeah,
That's
well,
awesome.
that's
Yeah,
what-
literally. Yeah, let's do that.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
Totally.
what I was talking about.
actually,
That's awesome.
Dude, I've got a question to ask you.
okay.
That shirt.
Yeah.
It is a
fucking
dope-ass shirt.
Dope.
Yeah. So this is a testament to this epidemic of silent suffering,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
This is what men are going through today,
Yeah.
like as a whole.
Evolving into fucking eating a bullet. Dude.
Yeah.
That is
We needed some of those shirts.
that is cool.
Yeah.
That's a Supreme shirt.
Dope
Yeah.
ass shirt.
So that was like $900.
No, dude. Initial drops, they're all $38.
For real?
Yeah, dude, you got to get you got to get invited to their app,
Okay.
right? You get their app, or maybe you don't even need to get in. I don't remember how it worked, but you get on their app. They drop every Thursday, but dude, if you don't get it, it's $160 the next day.
I think I'd pay $160 for that shirt.
This is an
would
amazing
actually- I would
shirt.
That's a
I would-
badass shirt.
Yeah.
Like I
For
think
sure.
I want that shirt.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, dude, you wear a lot of Supreme." I'm like, I pay the same amount for this shirt as you pay for yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So the place is called Project Hope Recovery. Have you heard
Oh
of it?
yeah, for sure,
So that's where Nicholas, shout out Nicholas Meyer, that's where he works.
for sure. Okay,
And that place literally changed his life.
I believe it, dude.
Yeah.
I know that your opinion of like state-funded faith-based stuff is based on your experience, right? Or what you know of it. But here's the reality is that you cannot pay for the experience of time.
Mm.
You just can't, right? And so the longer you engage with treatment, the greater your likelihood is of staying
Yeah.
sober.
And I shouldn't say that I'm against it. The first question, like, what resources do you have? What's your insurance?
For sure.
I just think that's just like, we're trying to recover.
Well,
Like, what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah.
What I have, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like, I'm gonna get better treatment because I got Blue Cross Blue Shield. Like, I literally had to help someone 2 months ago. I paid for their Blue Cross Blue Shield for their first month, so they could get insurance.
yeah.
So they could get into a better place, and then once they got in the place, they just dropped the insurance.
You know, one of your friends recently called me, right?
Who?
We can edit this out, right? Yeah. Dude named Michael called me. Yeah. And
we're gonna have a lot of editing right here.
and you know what he told me? He was like, Mike from Two Addicts and a Moron told me to call you.
That is not true.
Okay, I was like,
And I've never met this guy in person.
okay.
He's only ever watched the podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it, dude. I'm
Yeah.
fucking fired
I
up now.
think so. I need to know about this. But I think we're at a pretty good stopping
Yeah,
point.
we can
Sure.
talk about it now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So go.
Let's
end it.
let's end
Okay.
it. And how do people
Wow.
find you, brother?
Yeah.
We're gonna get you back on too.
Yeah.
because
I'll come
we
when-
still haven't heard all your fucking craziness.
And we're gonna go
Sure.
out to yours if
Yeah.
you'll have us.
dude, it's an open invite for you guys, right?
For sure.
Just tell me the day you're coming and I will push everything aside,
cool.
Okay.
right? So you guys come out.
I want to check out the treatment. I want to go. I want to like.
My studio is at my treatment center.
Cool.
Nice.
So we can meet some of the people there and all that
Sure,
bullshit.
yeah.
Cool. Let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah, so my marketing director is like an NFL legend, right? Randy Grimes played for the Buccaneers for
Oh,
10
nice.
years. Yeah. Dude, I got a bunch of really, really awesome, solid people. I think just in my administration team, there's like 70 years of recovery.
Damn.
Wow.
Something like that, like 60, 70 years, something like that, right? So one person's got 25 years, another person's got 15, another person's got 15, that person's got 16, 5, 4.
And all
It's
living good lives.
dude,
Yeah.
and all of us are walking in a different path.
For
all
sure.
of us have different recoveries,
Yeah.
right? And so it was like one of the, during the interviewing process, I have my executive director run all of the interviews, but I sit in on him because I want to ask two questions. It's like, what do you do for your recovery? And where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah.
Because if you don't see you with us in 10 years, and it's ain't for you,
Yeah.
right? And so we like got to selectively build the team based on like none of us do the same shit, but we're all sober.
Yeah.
And so part of the messaging and programming around what Harmony Grove does is like, we don't care what you do as long as you get sober. And there's proof. You can go talk to all of the people that work here. We're all doing something different.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Good shit, dude.
Yeah.
So Instagram.
So Instagram is fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like Matthew dot. Okay, here we go. Wait. Yeah, Matthew.handy.17.
All right.
YouTube is the most important one, right? If you guys want to follow me, go to @MyLastRelapse on YouTube, and then all of my links are on there.
Yeah.
Right.
All
At @MyLastRelapse on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
Well,
Yes,
we
absolutely.
are there, please, and we'll be out soon. We'll take a
We'll take a
PTO
weekend
day.
or something or a PTO day. When do
yeah.
you record? Any day?
7 days a week, 24/7.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
can't wait, dude. Thank you so much,
Dude, thank you guys for having me.
Dude.
Yeah, we're gonna have you back because we want to hear all the fucking crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, and I always enjoy the second time around
Yeah.
because then it's like more chopping it up.
And we
Just
know
jump
each
in.
other.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's
it-
like, yeah.
So yeah, dude, I can't wait.
Me too.
Yeah, this is
Me too.
super dope.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you guys.
all right, thank you.
All right.
We're out.
Like and subscribe, comment. We love you all. Okay.